Hello and welcome. I am the LastHPHero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the course of the next several months, we shall be playing our way through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module, Curse of Strahd. The tasks laid out before them. Will the party restore the Fanes and collect St. Andrew's lost weapons, or shall they flail blindly in the dark? We shall have to see. First and foremost, no attempt to make the story child appropriate has occurred, while problematic elements of the source material have been changed out of necessity. This is still a dark and stormy gothic horror story. This actual play stream contains adult language, descriptions of violence like gore, scary images. So long as the party's in and around Vallaki, there could be clowns, maybe some animate dolls. Who knows what else? But generally speaking, a great deal of darkness. Our players are here to bring the light. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you as a viewer do not have such a luxury. If you know of any sensitivities to the listed topics, please keep a teleportation spell prepped and ready. Barring that ready to action, sit back, relax, keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK roleplay games. Click the Discord link that I am certain will spontaneously appear in chat at any moment to be part of the growing TPK community. And above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. An additional note on safety tools before I get any further, we are going to start the session tonight with some emotionally heavy topics that some of our players have some rough experience with. We have talked with one another and know what is going on, but if you see anyone duck away, do not worry. We are aware, know what's going on, and have put a little bit of a safety valve in place just in case it is needed. Thank you for any concern that might come up, but we are going to take care of each other because that's one of the big things about playing a game together. We're playing this to enjoy one another's company, to have fun together, and to make sure everyone is still having fun. So that is our goal. That is what we're seeking out, and we hope that you will have fun with us this evening also. Segundo, with no other announcements in mind, you might not know these amazing players. So let's change that. Everyone here will say hello, introduce themselves and their character, plug other shows or projects they're participating in, games they play, and what resolution does their character have for the new year? That's the question to consider this fine evening. Beginning directly above me, master of invention, wielder of ingenious magics, unlocking the extraordinary trapped within the mundane. It is our artificer, Niffer Niff.
It me. Hi. I'm Niffer Niff. I'm playing Bright, the Tiefling Genasi Artificer. Yep, that's the thing that I do. I also play on Thursday and Friday nights here on TPK. You can find me in our Tyranny of Dragons campaign and in our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. So those are super fun. I also run a podcast called Not Quite Heroes, so come check us out there. And for New Year's resolution, Bright would resolve that she would start respecting her group more, because there is a lot of feelings that she has after her talk with Ficus about, like, hey, just because you feel okay about doing something doesn't mean the rest of us feel okay. And that hit really hard home with her. So she's doing more thinking about that. She's going to do better at that.
Sounds like a wonderful resolution. Hope that it goes well and Bright survives long enough to start pursuing it.
Thanks, I will, out of spite.
In the top center, defined by rage, unbridled, unquenchable, and finely focused fury. More than a mere emotion, anger sharpened to the point of lethality. Bearer of the burden of thirst for JoJo, our Barbarian, the Noir Enigma.
I gotta kill you and my sister. Okay. No, that's fine. Hey, I'm Noir. I'm Noir. I'm playing Uther, the Barbarian Cleric. You can find me. You can find me on my channel, the Noir Enigma, or Twitch TV / the Noir Enigma. I've the finale of my show, Lonely Thrones, comes out next week. We're off again this week, for the holidays. If you go to Cobalt Press's Twitch channel, you can see the finale of City of Cats, the campaign that I ran for their Kickstarter, for Southlands. We have news. We're making it a campaign, so that's gonna be dope. Um, yeah, and as always, you can catch me on LFM Network every Tuesday, for Degrees of Madness. It's me and the team from Perception Studios playing Call of Cthulhu with wonderful guests. I believe last week we had Pruitt from WebDM. Uh, so you could see me, Pruitt, and a couple of puppets trying not to die. So definitely recommend it.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Callie Numbers in chat passes along her congrats for some new work that's been found.
Oh yes, yes. I have a job. I'm no longer unemployed. Thank you, God. I was getting real scared there for a minute. But yeah, I have a job, and I may be like this is a little like a little sneak peek, but I may be working something with Roll20 coming up. So keep an eye out for that.
Sweet.
We will keep our eyes wide for that. Continuing around the horn in the upper right section of your screen, reliant on speed, stealth, and targeted vulnerabilities. They have a knack for finding a skilled solution to just about any problem. Our rogue, Corndogg McGraw.
Hi everyone, I'm Corndogg McGraw, and I'm playing Ficus Fig, the Halfling Rogue, in this campaign. I definitely opened up the correct character sheet this week, so that felt pretty good. I am here tomorrow night as well, so every other week I'm here Wednesdays and Thursdays. Get to hang out with Niffer twice in 1 week, so that's fun for me.
It's the best. It's fun for me too.
Yeah. I think for Ficus, if she were to have a New Year's resolution of sorts, I think she would either choose something like she wants to be better at magic and like become more aware of what that is. Otherwise, I think she is really kind of looking to like how she can like open up to the group and be close to the group, because I think she still very much feels like her story is surface level, but she doesn't know how much she should share with the group or if they would necessarily care. So I think that would be something that she would be interested in pursuing as well. But probably magic number 1, opening up number 2. She likes to keep things close to the chest.
Including minor personifications of her deity.
Yeah. Yep.
Continuing around in the bottom right section, far from the bustle of civilization, past the hedges that shelter distant farms, amid the dense packed trees of trackless forests, can be found our ranger, 1 in 20 D&D.
Hello, everyone. I am Gregory, also known as 1 in 20 D&D, and I'm thrilled to be in this group. And I love the character I'm playing. Leaf in the Sunlight of Summer is the Tabaxi Ranger, and I'm just having a blast playing him. You can also find me on the Dice Tyrants, playing all kinds of fun games there. Tomorrow night, I think we're still off because of the holiday. However, we'll be back on Saturday night, which is fun. And that is, we're doing sort of a Tomb of Annihilation, but it's been very heavily modified and it's tons of fun. So come check me out there. I've also started streaming again on my own channel here and there, which is fun. And if you're interested in seeing our amazing DM as an incredible bard, you should come by and check us out every other Tuesday night. So that's me. I am thrilled to be playing this Tabaxi who would resolve to eradicate this land of as many undead as he can before he goes.
Sounds perfect. Continuing to the last but not least portrait in our gallery of wonderful players, built for a purpose, powered by devotion, a standing bulwark against the tides of darkness, a faithful warrior, a blessed champion, our paladin, Robotic Gentleman.
Hi guys, I'm Robotic. I will be playing our Warforged Soul this evening. I think Soul's only New Year's resolution would be to at least get one person in this town to try to take the paladin school after he leaves, because I think the one thing he'd worried about is even if we get rid of Strahd, what'll happen to this place after he's gone. Aside from this game, I don't play any of the games in person. The only other game I'm playing right now is I'm getting ready to start next week a Kids on Bikes with my boys. So I'm looking excited for that. Yeah, I know, right? I'm just trying to set up the whole thing as we speak. And aside from that, I tend to stay, on my PlayStation. If you ever got a Tekken game, look me up at Robotic Gentleman. I'll come right up. Aside from that, I'm done.
Are you sure that your resolution isn't not killing any more old ladies?
Oh man, you know what?
It was one time compared to Ficus and Uther. Like Soul is doing just fine.
He just keeps it down here. He just smiles and cries on the inside.
Yeah, makes sense. And I, again, am the LastHPHero. We are so glad you're here. And we have, I believe, a summary from last session from the Unicorn Journal of Magical Velvety Covers.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so good. So soft and comforting. Even when everything in this creepy town is not comforting at all. But I digress. So, the setting, Valaki. A house, mid-evening. The scene, the party, looting the crap out of it entirely. All the basement blood cultists were handily taken care of, and the party began looting. Uther found creepy dolls that came alive. Gross and bad. Ficus found keys that unlocked a library. Soul found cats. Bright found a secret door with stuff hidden in it, and Leaf found a cool new bow. We continued our signature style of burning buildings to the ground and returned to the orphanage of St. Andrew's. There, we were all finally shown the true form of Sister whatever she was pretending to be, and turns out she's an angel, and it's great. And she just info dumped about like 4 pages of notes that I'm not going to recap because it's all scrawled and just like, So we're probably going to do that in character, I hope. Because I don't understand it. I hope Bright does.
Sounds great. And that is where we will pick up this evening, is the party. We're in St. Andrew's orphanage, had just received a great deal of information from Sister Belasco. And my map isn't loading.
Oh.
Hopefully everyone else's is.
Yeah, I see it.
Good. I'll reload. But that is where we'll pick up. You just got done getting a huge amount of information from them, and it's about 7:45 in the evening. It is completely dark out at this point in Barovia, and the orphanage is yours.
I believe I was blacksmithing through the night and then taking a nap, and we were going to do stuff in the morning.
There was at least one action that was going to take before bedding down for the night.
Good deal.
Uther is going to just make his way to Toby. I believe like you had him next to you while
yes,
you were
I did.
swimming. So you're just gonna see him.
I was like explaining the entire process of like, this is how you heat the metal. This is how you get it on the blade. Like to Toby, just always teaching.
Noir, you're really quiet.
Yeah, so
there
he's
it is.
going to just walk in the room and pick up Toby and not really say anything and just go off somewhere with him in the orphanage. Probably just one of the rooms here and just put Toby in the bed. And he's going to take his axe and put it on in the corner, and he's going to take his cloak of protection off and wrap Toby in it and just say, I won't be seeing you for some time now. Not because I want to walk away, but because I have no other choice. Should I find my way and maintain myself, I will return to you. But I don't believe that will be the case, boy. So I tell you this now, and I hope that somehow you remember that everything good and wise and strong in me, I give to you. And the monsters of this land will have to deal with what's left. I pray that you be patient. I heard that is what makes men wise. I cannot say that I know this firsthand. But should you need the means to protect yourself, I leave. The only thing that matters, besides you, with you. And he just looks to the axe. It was given to me by my father, and it was given to him by his, and so I leave it with you. The cloak is potent and will keep you safe and will keep you strong. And he kisses Toby on the forehead. I will cleanse this land for you. I didn't have the honor of being your father long, but I hope the time that I had, I did so well. And he will get up and he will go to the priestess and say, he is yours now, not the orphanage. Yours. And now he just grabs his great sword, as that's the only weapon that he has on him. And he just sits outside the temple because it hurts to be in there. And he's probably just going to sleep outside.
When you sit on the steps outside, there's a cool arm that wraps around your shoulder. And as you look to your left, you see the spirit of the maid met so long ago, returned to her normal form, with a spectral tear coming down her cheek. You feel ever so slightly a gentle squeeze, a half hug. Not on your arm, but just part of your very being. And the specter stands, passes into the church.
Does it say anything, does it do anything. But I'd like to rage, and that's it.
Sister Belasco is standing in the sanctuary of the orphanage, holding Tobias in her arms. And she has a heavy look on her face. She looks over the rest of you. You are welcome to stay the evening, of course. You will be safe here. You can do your work. I ask that you keep it in this part of the orphanage. And I hope that tomorrow will give you the strength to continue. If you have any questions before you bed down, or if you need a place to sleep other than the pews here, I can take you to some rooms in the orphanage proper behind us. But I'm happy to be of as much help as I can be.
Thank you. Bright will kind of just see that she's holding the baby now and kind of like put the pieces together. And then stand up and take another one of the charms out of her hair. She took a sun and a star for Joey and Sebastian, and she's going to take a little bird, a raven, out of her hair and just kind of pin it and tuck it in Toby's robes. And then just kind of not say anything to Sister Belasco and walk back to blacksmithing.
Soul's last action for the evening, as he saw Uther walk away, he came to the thoughts of what happened today. You know, that it finally weighed down on him. So he's just going to do his full rest in front of the altar while praying. And the mere fact that he still feels his divine power gives him a little bit of comfort dealing with his issue. So that's where he's going to bunker down for the evening.
Sister Belasco, do you think it would be acceptable if I were to rest outside of the orphanage? The fresh air is soothing.
It should be safe as long as you stay within the ring. The fence around the perimeter is completely secure again. Thanks to all of you. Anywhere within should be safe.
Thank you. Rest well, everyone.
When Ficus saw Uther come outside, because she never went inside, because she was just like, I don't need to go inside. I don't need to be part of these conversations. I think, like, after a while of, like, seeing Uther just kind of, like, sitting on the steps, because her intent was to bed down outside for the night, she, like, started, like, pressing things down so she could actually make someplace decent for her to sleep. When she sees Uther just kind of, like, sitting on the steps, she leaves him alone at first because she's busy making a much larger area if Uther were to want to join, because that's what she's intending on asking. But she's just kind of like trying to make an area nice, filled with like kind of soft soil and stuff, typically what you'd use for potting and things like that. And then after a while, she would just kind of look over at Uther and be like, if you get tired, I made room. And like when Uther sees her, she's like covered in dirt. Like you could tell that she's been like digging around and stuff like that. And she's definitely dirtier than she was after, you know, burying people in the last house that you were in and stuff like that. All things that would make her very filthy. But she's very much like, she worked hard to make a nice space, but she's going to kind of like go back around the side and just kind of like snuggle in a little bit. And the offer is extended to Uther if Uther wants to join. And then I think if she saw that Leaf had come out, she would have just been like, "Psst, Leaf." But depending on if Uther had decided to bed down in the dirt and a bunch of leaves and stuff like that.
I know this is a serious moment, but my mental picture immediately went to Timon and Pumbaa of like you just tiny and sleeping on top of Uther.
Awesome. Leaf would. So is Uther sitting on the steps right outside the door? That's right. Yeah. Okay. So Leaf would probably walk out and then not want to disturb Uther. I don't. Did we witness Uther passing Tobias off to Sister Belasco?
The only thing you would know is Sister Belasco now has Tobias. So if you saw anything, it would just be him handing him to her. And
so
then
we didn't hear
walking
any
away.
of the conversation. That's what I was getting at, right? I know that. So all right. So all we saw was that she's now sort of holding Tobias. Okay.
Yep.
So I think Leaf would walk out of the door and just kind of it's kind of like maybe like a very almost like a proud smile, like just a knowing look on his face of like, you know, what that must mean and what must meant to Uther. So he wouldn't disturb him at all. He just kind of like look at him and nod, and that, you know, then he would hear Ficus kind of like, and so he would walk over in that direction, but again, he probably wouldn't say anything unless Ficus did.
No, I think she would just kind of be like, "This is where I am," in case like someone were looking for me.
Mm-hmm. So he
just kind of like,
So Leaf's intention was to just sleep out here. If he realizes that, I mean, I think he would, from what Ficus indicated, he would give Ficus some space. So like he'd probably wander away a bit. So it would be, let's call it out of earshot. So like he would be able to see Ficus, and subsequently if Uther joined her, he'd be able to see them just in case anything happened. He doesn't expect anything will, but he wouldn't want to be within like earshot of them if they wanted to have a quiet conversation. So take that for, 15, 20 yards away or something like that.
Yep. Soul, as you are kneeling at the altar, Ireena is going to come up and kneel next to you. After a few moments of quiet, she's going to turn to you and say, something's different about you.
Sister, I have had to do the one thing I have spent my entire time here trying not to do. To save one, I had to end another. It weighs heavy on me.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, you see, I've seen a lot of undeath so far. It's the first time we've had to fight another living being. I wanted to try and save her, but I could not put that my hesitation may have even caused that girl to lose years off of her life. I would hope that in the future, Strahd would not force me to make that decision again, but I know it's going to come.
You see Ireena's posture changes for a moment. So when she first knelt beside you, it was awkwardly, like an acolyte who had never done so before. But she adjusts. She sits up straighter. Where she's holding her hands changes to a more traditional location. And although her voice doesn't change, there's something different coming from her. She says, "Child, life is more than just the living. It's sacred, not all respected. All have the possibility to live well, but the choice is on them, not you. Do not weigh down your soul too much for those that reject life. Reject the chance to be." The moment passes and Ireena kind of shakes her head and wipes her face, and this is going to take some getting used to.
You would say to a being that some question if I'm even alive, that I will get used to taking life. That's a strange sentiment, but I know it will be harder here from now on, or it may get easier. That's what I'm afraid of. But as long as I have the light on my side, I will not waver from my path. Thank you for speaking to me. So I believe he looks a little bit more relaxed, a little less stiff, if you can do that as a Warforged. But yeah, he's feeling better. I would say Soul's probably going to be a bit at ease from here for the rest of the evening. He'll just continue his usual meditations.
Anything else from anyone before waking up the next day?
Is Leaf able to attune with the bow?
Yep.
Part of that would be him cleaning it first because it was covered in poop, I think. And so he would definitely spend time dressing it, cleaning it, oiling it, actually. And he would also sort of go through the motions of de-stringing and restringing it, even though I think once he starts to kind of like tune into it, he sort of gets a sense of like that's probably not necessary, but it's become such a habit of his to do that as part of his ritual that he almost doesn't even realize he's doing it because like he does when he's generally moving around, he doesn't walk around with his bow strung. It's only like in the moments before he thinks that, you know, stuff is about to happen that he would quickly string the bow, which only takes a moment. So yeah, so he kind of goes through all of that as he's sort of just quietly sitting, and once he's done with that attunement and sees that Ficus and Uther are sort of settled or whatnot, then he would curl up like he does into his cloak, and that's it for Leaf.
So when you reach to string the bow, you hook your bowstring over the top, and as you start to pull it down, it begins to glow. And as the string is tightened and looped on the other end, and you test it to make sure, as you draw back the bow, when you reach the full draw, an arrow materializes in your hand, glowing at the tip. And whether released, if you release gently, it slowly fades until it's gone completely.
Is that like what my crossbow did?
And then I sent you already the rest of your bows, so you know what it does. It gleams in the gentle light cascading over the orphanage.
Gotta add it to my character sheet.
Okay, well now I don't have to make a magic item for him, and I have to decide what I'm making instead. How many things did I manage to silver before I had to go to sleep?
So I'll let you silver essentially one person's weapon a night.
Cool.
So whoever's weapon you want to silver probably would be, I think, Uther's at this point, because I think everyone else has access to a magical weapon.
Wait,
Yes,
what's
but I
that?
also can't walk into that and be like, "Hey, I know you just had a rough day, but give me your sword a second."
I thought he gave you his battle axe before that.
He just.
Oh, okay.
He's got the
Nope.
long sword.
Okay.
Yeah, because he left the battle axe with the
but-
baby.
It was Soul who
That's
gave
right.
her her war.
Soul.
Oh, okay, Soul did.
So I'll do Soul's weapon
All right,
today.
sounds good.
I got you.
Nice.
I'm still chuckling about these gingerbread cookies.
Yes, the gingerbread cookies all over Noir.
Is that what they are? I thought they
They're
were
magical.
lemons.
I don't know what button he bumped.
Those are cookies.
I pressed the wrong button.
Sure. Wrong button.
Noir was going for the blacked out eyes and he hit the gingerbread.
He hit the cookies instead.
Oh no, I was actually trying to fix my. Oh shit, the black dot eyes.
Yeah,
did
they're
come.
on.
Oh no. Yeah, cool.
Side note,
Yes.
when I am silvering Soul's weapon, I would like to actually use my third infusion that I got at
Okay.
6th artificer level,
Mhm.
and I would like to make it also a radiant weapon, which
Okay.
means he gets an additional +1 to attack and damage, and you can take a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30. The weapon has 4 charges as a reaction immediately after being hit by an attack. You can expend 1 charge and cause the attacker to be blinded until the end of the attacker's next turn, unless they succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Fabulous. If you would write that
I
up
will
and
send that to you.
Send that to Robotic.
Please.
That would be
So
wonderful.
I'm not going to tell you that you can do this, except for just a little like I added some things to it. So it worked very well for you.
But say, what does this button do?
Yeah, I added some buttons. That's what I added.
It makes sense. You're an
Sure.
artificer.
Who knows?
So if there is nothing else, then the night will pass peacefully, and the sleep that you get at St. Angel's orphanage is by far the best you've ever had in Barovia so far. You awake refreshed, rested. All of you that don't have inspiration get an inspiration. I think that's fair to pass around all around. And you have an entire day ahead of you. When you awake, Sister Belasco is bringing out a cart to the sanctuary in the foyer there that is covered in various pastries and oatmeal and other breakfast foods. She'll look over at Soul, who's still at the altar, and Bright, who I don't know where Bright collapsed afterwards. but,
On a pew, just the middle of the sanctuary.
Yeah. Friends, there's breakfast. I imagine you have quite a bit of travel and day ahead of you. But please, eat. Stay as long as you'd like, and I'll be nearby. I have to take care of some things with the children first.
I have to spend a spell slot to put my anvil back on my robe. Just housekeeping.
Was that Sister Belasco who said that, or Ireena?
Yes, Sister
Okay.
Belasco.
So and so, what is Ireena up to?
Ireena is crashed on one of the pews as well.
Just to note, Uther did not sleep, so I'll take the point of exhaustion if I need to.
It's a point of exhaustion.
And he does not have regained any of his rages or anything.
You get short rest rages, or you get anything from short rest?
Probably, but he didn't take a short rest.
Okay. Works for me. Ireena will slowly get up and head over and make herself a bowl and stand over by Bright and say, Bright, are you awake? Bright.
Who's saying this? I'm sorry.
Ireena.
Yeah, she's probably still awake early, even though she was up late.
Then
She does not sleep very much.
Ireena will sit on the pew next to you then.
Yes.
So what are we going to do then? What do you think's best?
Well, and she'll just kind of like turn to the side and then pull out this big black leather bound book that she has that is just all sorts of notes. She has written down a ton of things about the 5-card prophecy draw and the Keepers of the Feather organization and the Wizard of Wines and anything that she knows about that, and just like the hagstones and the fey fanes, anything that she can connect. And so she just opens it and is like, well, this is what we have to work with. So I guess, do you have any preference?
And not particularly. I mean, there's a lot to do, so any direction is fine, I guess.
So
Yep.
you're coming with us then?
She'll turn as Leaf comes in. Yes. I asked Sister Belasco for some clarity on the prophecy that Mother Ava gave to me. And she thinks I'm to play a part in this, that we are to play a part in this.
yes.
And so I think once we find Andrels' weapon and holy symbol and find these gems with the fix the Fanes, then I think I'm to help fight. So I'm here to help.
Very well.
Well, there's
Well,
a sword and a holy symbol in a book. What do you think we should go after first?
Well, I think we decided to head to this winery and see what we can find out there. Perhaps, if we're lucky, we will find this book, or at least more information about it. It
Yeah,
seems they might know something about the Fanes as well, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, the book, I think, is all about the Fanes.
Yes, Sister Belasco said that the Keepers of the Feather there have been they've been collecting information about Strahd and about the Fanes and about what's been happening, and that's as good a place to start as any. Yes.
Do you know the way, or should we get directions?
Generally, I think Bright would know the way also. The Vistani do
Yes.
trade with the Wizards of Wine quite often. You just head west. It's about 28 miles or so to the west, and then south.
Of course. My mistake, Bright. I should have recalled.
It's okay.
Is everyone ready then?
So gets up. He
I
said,
think I don't know how long it takes for me to put my anvil back. I'm not sure if it's like an action or a
Oh, it costs a spell slot, so I'll make it an action. That's
sweet.
Ficus Fig. Here. He's gonna present the arrow. Wait, did you silver the arrows?
I could only do one weapon, so I'm assuming no.
Okay. But you silvered a weapon.
I silvered souls and
Perfect.
added some.
and
bonus
added
to
the
it.
radiant damage. Oh, that's so sweet. Sorry. My paladin
it's
heart was
not-
happy.
It's not radiant damage. It's just a
Oh.
+1, but then it can shed light and then blind people that attack.
That's still really cool. So so Leaf is he's when he sees Ficus, he said, Ficus Fig, you may have these back, and he hands you the arrows that you had given to him. Perhaps you can use them. This new bow is, well, to be frank, it's amazing, and apparently doesn't require arrows. He kind of like
Really?
shrugs, like he doesn't really understand it, but he's really freaking excited.
That's pretty neat, she says to like just mouths full of breakfast.
Yeah, how much of the breakfast tray are you shoving directly in the boot?
I mean, I think she would have woken up at first smell of breakfast. And so she's been in there and she probably would have helped if she could have, just with like cooking some things up because she doesn't want to feel like they are only being hospitable to her. She wants to give some reciprocity back to that. But I think as things start to like come to the table, like she's definitely like sneaking a piece of sausage to test it, sneaking a piece of bacon to test it, and like she's eating as she's like bringing food to the table. And then after a while, once people started eating and stuff, and she knows that this is an orphanage, so I don't think she's like actively trying to take things from the orphanage. It would more like be if there was stuff left over at the end of the meal, she'd be like, do you need it? Do you need that?
I mean, if you're just gonna throw it away.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
we could
more than-
definitely use supplies for the road if we're going to be out for a while.
Ireena will kind of look up. Well, I can. I'll go talk to Sister Belasco and see what I can find. What are you hoping for? Just food?
Maybe some water to refill our water skins that we have not filled in a very long time.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. There's a well out in the front. You can refill those there. The water is pure. And then I'll come back with some trail rations. Ireena will go through the door into the orphanage proper, head that way, and come back a few minutes later with, a good number of trail rations. Probably, enough for each of you to spend 3 days on the road.
Yeah.
I'll look at Niff and go, you can have my share.
Who's Niffer in world?
Right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Got him.
Yeah.
But yeah, she will take it and just be like, it's probably going to Ficus though, right?
And, well, hold on to it.
Anything else before leaving?
Let's go.
Oh, Ireena's coming with me, so So's gonna go back and find the sister. I'm just not gonna play this in character. He's just gonna briefly thank her as always. I think he'll just basically tell her that he's doing this as much for the light as he's doing it for all the help that she's given him. And with another nod and another bow, because she is basically an angel, he's ready to go.
You do find her. She's in the middle of feeding
Something
about.
happened
Hold up.
with the stream, I think.
The stream dropped. All the
Oh.
windows are empty.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh no, we are blind.
Like, I didn't do nothing.
Sorry, no,
All
I'm
still up.
Yep.
Thank you for your patience. Brief technical difficulties have been resolved. And we are picking back up at the orphanage, St. Andrew's orphanage. Party has just filled up, gotten ready to head toward the Wizards of Wine. And I believe that's where we left off. So is it westward bound for the group?
Post haste.
So,
In the morning, as you're leaving, you can see a number of people milling around in Vallaki. There's not as many of those groups of guards around. Seems like there's a little bit more activity, perhaps, than before. A lot of hustle, a lot of bustle. People are carrying bundles of straw down the road. Just unusual activities like that. You head out of the western gate and start on the road. I will put you on. And it isn't long before the fogs of Barovia come in and the mists start to surround you. Not dense enough to be a problem, but certainly not comforting. The contrast between your time in the orphanage And this feeling on the road is profound. Not just the dead leaves in the trees and the hollow sound of the wind passing through, but within you it feels different. And it feels different even than before Valaki. You feel watched. You feel eyes on you as you pass through. The first few miles are uneventful. But after about 3, you reach a stone bridge crossing the Lunar River. It's an old bridge, much like the one you saw before. There are figures carved into the sides, and there are small gargoyles on either end that have been worn away over the centuries. Their features mostly lost to time. As you get closer to the bridge, you hear a hollow sound of hoofbeats.
Are we
See
on
nothing.
horses or are we walking?
He's walking.
Yeah, we lost our horses after the woods coming here.
We have lost so many creatures that I don't even know. Okay?
Don't worry, intelligence of 16. I remember now.
I mean, I technically have an intelligence of 20, but we're not going to act like it.
We're doing our best.
We are trying.
The bridge itself is sturdy but old. And anytime you're around it, you hear the thunder of hoofbeats, but see nothing.
Weird. Would I know anything about that?
Barovia is full of
Okay.
all sorts of spirits in unusual places. So for you, it's not even unusual.
Okay.
It's just the sound of this bridge and whatever it is that's been crossing it for the years.
Cool. I'm not phased then.
About 2 miles past the bridge, you reach a crossroads. This one unmarked. The path splitting north, south, west, and then east behind you. No sign, no gallows. Nothing but a coming together of 2 roads. Bright knows this place. Knows that to the north is a difficult to travel path that eventually leads to an old abandoned tower. To the south are rumors of an abandoned village. The Vistani have never been there. They've had no reason to, but that's the word of what's that way. And then Kresk and the Wizards of Wine is further to the west.
We keep going west?
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, we got to get to the Wizards of Wine.
Another hour of travel makes it about 11 in the morning, and the forest presses in around you. Before you, in the middle of the road, about 100 feet away, is a figure on horseback.
Do we
What type of
recognize-
horse?
A riding horse,
Not a nightmare?
not a nightmare.
Okay.
From this distance, just a figure in a cloak in the middle of the road.
Any idea who that might be, Ireena?
Not in the slightest. Her posture changes a little bit.
Be ready, everyone.
Leaf will
Okay.
step out in front of everyone. And just like, I mean, expecting everyone to follow him, but he'll like sort of,
Sure.
I don't know.
Does this look like a man or a woman, or like, are they human Or is it still like too hard to tell from here?
From 100 feet away, it's just a cloaked figure. I'll put you on it just so that you should be able to see, I hope. Yep. And everyone's at the very top of that. The forest presses in. The fog thickens and swirls on either side.
Does it look like poison fog?
It does not. It's the
Okay.
normal fog.
Normal fog. Woohoo!
Woo.
I think Ficus would try to like get along to like the edge of the forest and kind of like sneak her way up.
Okay.
Like kind of leaving her larger group behind her and just kind of like sneaking and trying to do what she can to get a better view of this person without them noticing her.
Okay. You can go ahead and sneak to whichever side you would like. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Ireena will put a hand on her sword, but not draw it.
That is a 26.
26? Okay. So, Ficus, as you move up to that spot specifically, there's a couple things you notice. One, there is a smell of rotting meat. A sickly sweet smell. Like something left in the sun too long. And although you kind of smelled it, it becomes quite strong where you are right now. And your dagger, the dagger of warning that you have,
Yep.
it's not setting off an alarm, but it feels like it's vibrating.
Cool. I think Ficus will press on a little bit, but she's going to send a message into Bright's head.
Mhm.
And she's gonna just be like, okay, it's really stinky up here, and the fancy dagger that, did Bright give me this dagger, or was this the dagger that I stole?
That's the
the one that
dagger
you
that you
stole.
got out of the...
Okay. And Ficus will just be like, and, you know my fancy dagger? It's freaking out right now. I'm gonna keep going,
Mhm.
but just so you guys know, it's really stinky. And
How far ahead are you?
like 60-ish feet now.
Sweet. I'm gonna stand behind my dog.
Upon seeing all this go down, Uther has not noticed or stopped. So he's just still walking. Like nothing's wrong.
So just for about the time you get here, that's when you start smelling the smell of rotten meat as well. Something on the very edge of your senses. And as Uther approaches, sorry, Bright, I will do this and then you can do yours.
Yep.
The figure on horseback, as Uther is walking forward, is going to lift up a hand. Hello there.
Well, so Leaf wouldn't have let anyone else get in front of him, just to be
All right.
clear.
Go ahead and go up there too.
Step out in front, so yeah. So all right.
Well,
So,
I'm not gonna be stuck back here.
Yeah, Uther would not let anybody stop him right now. He is not in a place to listen. he is just there's a direction, this is where we're going. I'm going this direction. Like, I don't care what's in the way. I need to go find the ravens. I'm gonna go kill the ravens. I don't care. Even when this
kill
guy,
the ravens, we need information from the ravens.
even when this guy raises his hands, it's just like he doesn't acknowledge it. He's just walking.
Okay, but he did hail us.
He did.
Okay, so yeah, so Leaf would respond like, "Well met, traveler." And he's just gonna keep slowly moving forward, I guess.
Does Ficus believe she's been seen?
Ficus has no reason to believe she's been seen.
All right, she's going to go into this forest behind this big old stone and try to like, not necessarily like surprise him, but she's keeping an eye from here, kind of looking to see if there's anything that's not as it seems with this guy on the horse. Like, is there going to be like a tripwire coming up, or is there going to be like, is there additional troops that we haven't seen yet behind him? She's just kind of looking around.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
What brings you out into the forest today?
That is a 13. Not great.
Ficus, couple things you notice. One, where you're at, it starts to become difficult terrain. The darker
Not
green
for
there.
me.
Just your knowledge of it.
It would be difficult, but I'm special.
And
But I'm different.
the other thing you notice is there is some movement in the trees above you. Something large, but you can't see it.
I'm so uncomfy.
Does it sound like it's following me?
Yes. Well, no, sorry. It wouldn't sound like it's following you, but it sounds like it's following the group.
Okay. I would whisper that into Bright's head because I see that Bright is kind of further behind everyone, so maybe she can get eyes on it even though I can't.
I
Ireena
have
still with us?
walked.
Yes, I just haven't.
She's just not as obsessed with us as being in front, okay?
No, that's totally
She's
fine.
on her way. I, after Ficus's first message, have kind of been hustling to catch up, and I'm just gonna like tap Soul on the shoulder, and I'm gonna take off one of the rings that is on my non-dominant hand and just kind of press it into his palm and be like, "You need to hold on to this, okay?" And I'm casting Warding Bond on him. Which means for the next hour, you get +1 bonus to AC and saving throws and have resistance to all damage.
Wow. You love, we got all the cool stuff.
This is what I do. I will never ever hit anyone ever, but I will make sure you don't get hit.
I mean, catapult is a great spell.
I'll have so all of that's going on. Uther keeps walking. Uther, you can move up 2 more spots if you want.
Thank you.
And then the figure on horseback is going, friends, stop. Let's talk for a moment. You have an interesting companion with you. As he points past the Warforged and past the Tabaxi and past the Goliath and past the Halfling and past the Ganassi and points at the human.
Hey, now you forgot the metal dog.
Is she with you?
Is he pointing to Ireena?
Yes.
He, she, it. Does it seem to be male, female,
A
indeterminate?
cloaked figure.
Oh, it's still cloak. Okay. Is it just Gregory, or does Leaf think it sounds suspiciously like Granny Morgat?
No. I just don't have enough vocal range.
I just want to make sure that's what I wanted.
It's a mood.
Clarification. Sorry.
Nope, that's fine.
Completely uninterested. Can he continue to try and move past this guy?
Not yet, but I'll have Uther keep.
Gotcha.
Just not yet. Is she with you or not?
And pray tell, what business is that of yours?
Well, I've been sent to bring her for a friend of mine, an invitation to dinner.
And who might this friend be?
Well, the Lord of the Land himself, of course.
I don't think that dinner is due for a few days at least. Go away.
The bargain will be held. No harm will come to her. Just a meal. Ireena, darling. Dinner today with the Count. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm sorry, none of you are coming through unless she's coming with me. Uther, you can move up 2 more if you want.
Can Ficus also move up?
Ficus can move up 2 more if she wants.
I think we're all sort of steadily just.
Everybody
moving
wants to
up
go?
towards him.
Yep. You can all go up 2 more if you want, just as they.
I also have my hammer ready.
As soon as
Sorry,
you're ready.
friend, we have pressing business to attend to. There's no time for a dinner engagement currently.
Can I keep Ireena close to me, even though I know she's like a divine angel lady?
My dog's running in front. I am not staying in front. I'm in the back, please. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Listen, all of you. I will take her and you'll continue down the road. That's all there is to it. Move again, and there's going to be a problem.
Ficus, while they've like all been kind of like shifting forward, will be sending the same message that she sent to Bright to everyone's head about just like looking into the trees, because not everything here is as it seems. So she just wants everyone to like, they see this person on the road, but she knows that there's something not right.
Can Leaf do a quick surreptitious scan?
Sure, make a perception check.
Look into the
Be better than me.
into the skies. Nope, that's an 8.
Is that a threat? We're just trying to pass along this road, and I don't see any toll bridge.
We still have 3 days before our agreement to go to dinner with your master, so get out of here.
Can I move my 2 now?
Move your 2. And as soon as you move your 2, he will throw a dart at Uther.
Okay.
I said stop. He is going to get the attack at you. 20 to hit.
Okay. It hits.
10 and 3 poison damage. 10 piercing, 3 poison.
Okay.
Ficus will take it.
And it's Ficus will take it. Okay.
Oh,
Ficus takes 13.
Wait, how's Ficus taking my damage?
because
The dart
magic.
The dart goes flying from this figure's hand on horseback. And as it reaches Uther, you can feel the dart pierce your skin for a moment, and then it simply disappears.
I remember.
There it
and
is.
you hear Ficus
the
yelp.
table.
Wait, do I feel it yet? I thought I feel all of it on the 3rd day.
It's not painful. It's
Okay.
more like a, you know that nothing touched you, but you just felt something poke you.
Okay,
It's like somebody jabbed their finger into your shoulder.
cool.
It's probably be a good idea to roll initiative.
Here we go. Ooh,
Boo.
it's a 20 for
Natural
Leaf.
20!
Nice.
Ah!
Noise.
I need to remember what my spells are, please.
Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is everyone. Descending order. Wow, everybody's so fast.
We did it this time, friends. We did it.
Better than usual.
Yes. How many times have we all been at the bottom of the order?
Except for the robot.
We deserve this.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. Is this guy wearing any metal?
He is only studded leather, so not enough to be metal.
A shame. Okay, next on my list of opportunities. Sorry, I have to check what the range of all of my spells is. There, sorry. 30 feet. That's good. That's good. Panic. Hey, I'm going to kind of pull one of the charms out of my hair and just kind of, it's a small little, like, just circle it and just kind of like brush fire off against it and kind of like bounce the fire off of the mirror at Uther, and he's going to be wreathed in sanctuary.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't get hit unless he makes a wisdom saving throw.
Got it.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, that's a bonus action. No.
Nope.
Nope.
Alright.
My dog's gonna move.
Okay.
1, 2. He can move right up to it.
Okay.
Woof. That's it.
Sounds good. Leaf.
So, we're upset about knowing there's something in the trees but can't see it. I guess Leaf is going to... Actually, Leaf is gonna... He's gonna also cast a spell, I think.
Sure.
So he's gonna throw up protection from good and evil.
All right.
I'm trying to decide if he wants to do it on Ireena or himself.
Okay.
I think he's gonna do it on Ireena since she seems to be targeted, or who this individual is interested in.
I doubt he'd hurt her.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but Leaf
Protection
doesn't
of good
really
and
know
evils
that.
on her.
Gregory knows that, but Leaf doesn't really know that.
Also,
so-
protection is still better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what he does. He's got his bow like at the ready, but is still sort of trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen.
Sure.
That's all for Leaf. He just takes maybe a half step sideways. Oh wait, I might need to touch her for that. Let me double check that. If I do, I'll just move over to her very quickly.
No problem.
What did I do? Touch, yeah. So I did. So yeah. So I step over and take a defensive stance next to her.
Okay. Sounds
That's
good. Ficus.
Ficus is going to keep moving up to here. So that's like half the distance she can move. So she's trying to move like quietly. And she is going to cast Spike Growth. I don't know where. In this area, kind of entrapping the horse, and then it'll go down the path just a little bit too. So if he tries to go back, he has to go through it.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then she's gonna bonus action hide.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a new stealth check. What are you doing in my woods?
20.
Okay. Soul.
Soul is going to take a full charge. He's still on his horse.
Don't get
Yep.
60 feet away from me, though.
Oh, I don't know that. Is it 60 feet? That's more like 30.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'll just be running to catch up next time. It's fine. You got range.
Does he have advantage or anything while he's mounted?
He can move better. As you get that close, though, you start to hear something in the back of your mind. Sounds like thousands of screams and terror as you get that close to this figure. And his eyes just slowly turn to you. Hello, strange one.
I knew I should have cast heroism instead of sanctuary.
No, I think I'm good against those
Alright.
Let's hope so. I don't have to roll for anything, do I?
I hope not.
That's just you are aware of the screams of thousands when you get that close.
gross. No.
I think I'm just going to take it and I realize you're not a good dude, and I am going to full swing twice at his head. with my new mace, Warhammer.
Him or his horse?
Don't hurt the horsey.
No, the horse hasn't done anything yet, so I'm just gonna go with
Yet.
Okay.
Does my spike growth hit the horse?
It would where you cast it, yes.
So let's take
for it to?
inspiration on the second one. That's +1 with the new weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you're adding the +1.
So your first one hit, and your second one misses.
I gotta take inspiration with it, or I gotta roll again?
You can roll again.
I'll roll again.
Aye. 18.
18 will hit. So you come up and you swing up at him on the horseback, and the first blow catches him just solidly right in the chest. This is going to be wonderful. It's been so long since I've stretched. And then the second also catches him, but just barely. Perfect. Anything else?
Let's see. Nope. I'm good for now.
Okay. On his turn, he is going to first have to deal with spike growth. Moves into or within it, takes 2d4 for every 5 feet. So he is going to have his horse and himself. He's not gonna. Yeah, he doesn't care. So he is going to move this direction twice. So if you would roll 4d4 for me.
Yeah.
4.
Oh, I
that
think it's
is-
me.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
her
40.
spell.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So
13 points.
13. So as he moves his horse across this, the spikes and the vines reach up and grab its legs, and it starts to dissipate rather than bleed.
Oh.
Its legs start to fade and disappear. And by the time it gets to the edge, he hops down as though expecting that it was going to die. And it disappears into fog and swirls off into the forest. And this figure turns to Soul, and you get a good look at him for the first time. He is a elven figure with a very pallid complexion, his black hair falling over his shoulders, and he flips his head back and his hood snaps back, and you can see his ears and his cold eyes. And you would recognize him, and this would be not him personally, but this is something that you rarely see. Bright, he is a dusk elf. His pallid features exposed to everyone, and what is unusual about him is that the dusk elves of Barovia hide their features from everyone. But
Right,
he
because-
throws back his hood proudly.
We met a bunch in their masks.
Yes. So all the other dusk elves in Barovia hide themselves, but he is proudly showing his face.
All right.
Oh, I can, I'll give you a picture of what he looks like. He has a scar
great.
across his forehead.
Ooh.
And is generally a not nice looking person.
How you be ugly for one elf?
He will
Hey now.
draw a rapier.
Disadvantage, please.
Look directly at Soul and go, Well, let's find out, shall we? Or not rapier, scimitar. He starts weaving the blade back and forth and starts to attack. Once.
Puppy says no.
It's disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
Yep. So with disadvantage is a 13, a 17, and a 12.
That's not gonna hit Soul.
I say
You're
all
mu-
three.
you're
You're
muted,
muted. But as his sword starts slashing, you catch one with the hammer. Boom, the dog jumps up and catches another. Another one just bounces off your shoulder ineffectually.
Can I take a reactive?
If you have a reaction.
I do. As he's tinging and it hits my warhammer, unbeknownst to me, a bright light's going to come out of it. This will be a Constitution save against my spell DC.
Okay.
If he fails, he is blinded for 1 round.
A 17.
It's actually against my spell saving throw,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
which is I think still not enough.
I think it's like
17.
15 or 16.
It's 16. Wow, geez, if only there were people in chat that would give -2 to HP or something.
So he
Use your points, people!
passes and unusual. Well, let's try this instead. Tell me, you seem to be a holy creature with that symbol.
We got one!
Hey.
What? -2 to any check or Thanks, Purple. For next time, though.
Thank you.
For next time.
I know for next time,
Next
but
time.
at least we have it.
Well, everyone remember it, so I don't forget.
I will. I'm writing it down.
So he, as he steps up to you, go, listen to the cries of those who came before you. And he will roll his shoulders, and when he does, those screams will wash over you. And I need you to make a wisdom save.
All right.
You have +1 to this.
And interestingly enough, there is nothing that stops the dog from having to make a wisdom saving.
Okay.
24.
Just says creature.
Go, baby.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. Oh, yeah. I was going to say he's a construct.
So is soul.
Constructs are creatures too.
Constructs are
I'm an
creatures.
intelligent creature, so that's why it counts.
How can he not be charmed, but he can be frightened? That's sad.
It's not a frighten spell.
I'm
Roll the wisdom save.
rolling. Hang on. I need to find out what his bonus is.
All right. Well, she figures that
It's
out. The
plus
rustling
0.
in the tree. Okay, go ahead.
4.
4.
No. Dog.
So that is. Is he immune to psychic damage by any chance?
No.
All right. So be it. That's 10 damage.
Why is it always my dog that gets torn to shreds?
The rustling in the trees will get louder, and the stench will increase immensely as 4 incredibly ugly goat-like creatures drop down, landing superhero landing style in a cloud of filth and flies.
Yuck.
All of them look your way with a grin. Their heads goat-like, their long barbed tails dripping. And oh, there we go. And will and they will hiss at you. The one behind Uther is gonna try and swipe him with a tail.
Well, he's got sanctuary on him.
So it has to be a wisdom save to attack, correct?
Yep.
So that
I
is
got everybody.
a 0.
I didn't know that number existed.
So it can't attack him. Jeez, so much. And it will jump back in the trees, which does
Hey.
not provoke.
And sanctuary is broken on him now.
Okay. It jumps up, and you hear rustling.
Don't like that.
Why did it break sanctuary?
Because he got attacked.
Sanctuary doesn't break unless they
Unless
successfully attack
Oh.
me.
I thought it was it
No.
blocks one attack and then is done.
No.
This one is going
Go.
to roll a d6.
Sanctuary is awesome.
See which one it's going to attack.
I'm very
That
excited.
is Ireena. So this one will step forward and try and slash its tail at Ireena. Its
Are
tail.
they evil?
They are evil, yes.
We're so good at taking care of everyone. Good job.
It takes its swing and it misses Ireena.
I mean, I'm assuming that Ireena was a willing creature when I cast it upon her.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't protection from good and evil doesn't
It's
protect
both.
against all evil creatures. It only protects against certain creature types.
Aberrations, celestials,
elementals, fae, fiends, and
undead.
undead.
Yep. It works on this thing.
Dope.
Great.
Now we know.
Sweet, we've
So-
narrowed it down.
I'm assuming it's undead, and that would be disadvantage. Although it could be a fiend, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah, it's a creepy goat person. It's probably a fiend. Not to say anything
Don't-
bad about goats, but like,
I'm thinking an 8 misses Ireena.
In any event, it misses and jumps back into the trees. Which doesn't provoke. This one will come up behind Leaf. This one up behind Bright.
And we
they-
lose sight of them when they go back in the trees?
Yes.
Dang.
The tree canopy is about 15 feet over your heads.
Okay.
The one behind Leaf is going to try and strike him with its tail, which, God, this
6
thing's
is a
rolling
miss.
terribly. The other one's going to attack Bright.
I'm
13
about to
which
die.
Also misses.
Oh, good.
Who's about to die?
Me.
How?
How in the world? You know, chat, I need rolls for my monsters. That's what
Oh, we didn't give you a -2 yet.
on the, yeah.
It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
I think the idea is that it's a -2 next time. What's his name? The Dusk Elf attacks.
Yes. Yes.
Probably, so, that would be-
No, I'm only saying I'm about to die because I have like taken care of everyone else, and then I realized, oh yeah, I'm in danger of getting attacked too.
They jump back up, and it's Uther's turn.
Nope.
Uther is going to walk this way, and
You
then
get
this.
that close, and you start to hear the screams.
Okay.
Screams don't bother him.
And then I'm just going to the sword's still on his back. He just reaches out to grab this guy. And he's going to cast inflict wounds on him.
Yes.
Ooh.
So a 13, you reach out to try and touch him, and he bats your hand away.
Okay. And you can't. Okay. Awesome. And
Use
that'll be.
inspiration to re-roll, right?
Oh, I do have inspiration.
Do you have an inspiration?
Yeah, let's do it. That's even worse. Yeah, that'll be his turn. Well, hold on, let me see what bonus actions I have. Yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. Bright, it goes to you, but the stench of these things above you is quite intense where you're at, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Tanks. Joke's on you. I have a +7 though.
Whoa!
So you pass. The nostrils are just filled with stench somewhere above you.
Mm-hmm.
It has no effect on you.
You better not. Okay. Surprisingly, neither of the spells that I have cast are marked as concentration,
Right.
which confuses me because now I have options and I'm afraid.
You guys.
No, I don't. I'm going to. I'm gonna use my bonus action to tell my dog to. Nope, I'm not. Nope, I'm not. He's just gonna use his reaction around there. I'm just gonna produce flame at this guy unless I can. Can I like make a check for the thing that tried to attack me and then jumped up?
Yep, you can make a perception
I
check
can
to
try
see if you
that?
see them up there.
Okay, because I would love to get rid of that guy. Please. Stop. Just stop. Hey, I nat 20'd again.
Nice.
You look up into the trees and you can see all four of them. One here, here, and one there. So you can target one of them if you.
How far away from me are they?
20. They're each 20 feet away. Above you, 15 feet, and 5 feet.
Cool. Okay. I am going to push back one of my sleeves, and there is like a little wire wrapped bracelet that goes all the way up her arm, and it is kind of shaped like a tree branch, and she's just gonna hurl it forward and cast Thorn Whip, and so the metal's just gonna like extend and wrap around him and try and get him.
Sure.
So I don't have a macro for this because I don't do this much, so we're just gonna roll this. Nope, that didn't work. Hang on. I'm flustered, I'm so sorry. Hey, it's a 23.
23.
Nice.
Which one do you want to do? The one in between you and Leaf, or the one that's over on your?
I would like to get this one.
Okay.
And it does 2d6 damage and then pulls him out closer to me. So
Alright.
would he then take falling damage as well?
He is going to fall out of the tree, but they're not.
A shame. Well, that's 6 points of piercing damage, and he's pulled 10 feet closer to me.
You pull him down out of the tree. The leaves just part, and this stinking, rotting, smelling goat creature comes crashing down, lands on the balls of its feet, and just gives you the death stare.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Leaf, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Will do. Oh no! Double
Please tell me you have an
natural
inspiration.
one. Yeah,
tell me you
I'm
have
gonna
inspiration.
use my inspiration and reroll.
All right, go ahead.
Come on, baby. Oh, 5 is no better.
So you take 6 necrotic damage as this stench washes over you,
Okay.
and then can take your turn as normal.
Oh, you are foul. Let me see. So, because is it in melee with us right now?
The one that was pulled down is in melee with you.
This one, okay.
Get him.
I think I'm gonna just. Are we doing flanking rules?
Yep.
Okay, so then I'm gonna step over to the other side, and I will use the bow with advantage for flanking, but since I'm disadvantaged because I'm in melee with a ranged weapon, it'll just be a flat roll. I am not gonna use sharpshooter right now, but I will use a bonus action to mark it as my Slayer's Prey.
Got it.
Yeah, that should do. So here we go. First try with the new bow. How about a 29 to hit?
29 will
named
definitely hit.
Corpse Slayer? That's awesome.
Until I name it otherwise, that's what it's named. Yeah. So, if it's an undead creature, let me know, because there's extra damage.
Okay, we've narrowed it down.
So it's 14, so a total of 17 damage unless it is undead, in which case it's 25.
Okay.
That's attack number 1. And seeing how easily I hit it way easier than I thought I would, I think I'm going to make my second one a sharpshooter attack.
Sure.
And try again. That is a 13 to hit.
13 will miss. Second arrow lands soundly. The other one misses completely, flies off into the woods.
And so these so can I say that they're like these thin line of energy that's encased in blue and white light.
Works for me.
The arrows, that's what they look like. They don't actually look like arrows. They're just like almost like a razor thin line of light energy.
So Leaf firing this bow for the first time in all of your presence doesn't draw a single arrow, but when he pulls back, a thin light, a blade of light appears and goes flying toward this thing.
That's it for me.
Goes to Ficus.
All right. Ficus is just going to shoot out of the woods with her short bow.
Okay. He does not know that you're there, so you have advantage.
Nice.
A 21
So
will
that's
hit him.
21 to hit, and then 7 plus 10 sneak attack damage. So 17 damage. And this is into this guy.
Yep.
I'm not concerned with the goat people right now. I probably should be, but I'm not.
It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Anything else?
She's gonna bonus action hide again.
Okay, go ahead and give me a new stealth.
Ugh, 13. No bueno.
Okay. You duck behind some trees, and this dusk elf turns to look your way and breaks off the arrow and tosses it into the bushes close to you.
Cool.
Soul.
All right. So is going to hit him with command. So
Okay.
he'll
Yes.
take action to that one. Did I tap it? I think I gotta tap it. It is a DC save of 15.
And I'm at a -2 from chat, and it is a wisdom, I believe. Yep. A wisdom save -2.
God bless.
Oh.
Now
What do you try to command him to do?
sleep. So yells, sleep.
Isn't that cute? You brought magic.
He's an elf anyways. He can't be put to sleep.
Command's different.
Oh, okay.
They don't realize.
Yeah.
Anything else, Soul?
Well, he saw Bright getting attacked, so he's going to use his bonus to cast Shield of Faith. It has a 60-foot range.
Okay.
She has a 2 to her AC for the next 10 minutes,
All right.
as long as I maintain concentration.
Look
So.
at us coming
Amazing.
together as a team.
Technically, I think she was supposed to have a +2 anyways. 'cause
Oh.
she's a shield.
I didn't do my concentration check when I took the damage. I'm gonna do that now.
Quick question.
Yep.
I can't attack the second time, right? Because that's just the full action, right?
Right.
I'm good then.
Okay.
That's an
he-
18. I'm good.
All right. I also forgot to have you do a Constitution saving throw, so do another Constitution.
Who, me?
On my own. On my
Yes,
turn.
on Leaf. Leaf who got hit.
Oh,
I
okay.
I failed. That's why I took 6. That's why I did the
Oh,
concentration.
that one.
check.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Skip that. It is the Dusk Elf's turn. He is going to look at the two beefy dudes next to him and go, "We'll try this again later."
Oh
And-
no.
He takes a step and turns into mist like his horse did, and appears behind Ficus.
This feels right.
Hello, little one. A 25 to hit,
Yeah, that'll
18
hit.
to hit, and a 20 to hit. Okay, so that is 8, 19, 27 damage.
That feels great.
And that hits even with your +2, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I need a better armor class. Do, 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 do.
Uh,
I'm working
and
on it.
He is comfortable there. It goes to these things. This one that got pulled down by Bright is furious.
Naturally.
And it is going to whip its tail out at her and miss terribly others are going to rustle in the trees and pop down. There. This one actually popped down there. And this one popped down there. The one flanking Bright is going to try and hit her with its tail.
Yeah.
8. The ones flanking Leaf are going to try and hit him. They're at disadvantage because of his protection from good and evil. But
No,
they
they're.
are...
I don't
No,
have
that's
that.
on Ireena.
That's on Ireena,
Oh.
so they have advantage.
So
on me.
what's your cross? You have a
That's
symbol
my
on you too.
concentration. That's for me to
Okay.
remember concentration.
There's so many symbols on the board right now. A 16 to hit.
16 is enough.
Okay, so that is a 12, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Can do. We'll do the damage first.
And the other one misses. These things are rolling terribly.
That is a 20 Constitution saving throw.
All right, you're fine there. So as you get stabbed with its tail, you feel this venom pass through you, and it makes your mouth taste like meat. It's like you just took a bite out of a piece of meat that's turned. Spit out the taste and are fine. Uther, it's to you.
All right, Uther is going to move 5, 10, 15.
That's now difficult terrain. So starting in the dark green is difficult.
He
unless
can
you have-
still make it with his movement speed.
Okay.
And he's going to recklessly attack.
Okay, go ahead.
And while he attacks, he doesn't make a sound. He's just going through the motions.
Okay. 26,
That's the
14, 26 to hit.
so that's the first one, and here's his second attack.
20 at least will hit, but you can fish for the crit.
Fish for the crit. I love it.
15. All right, so 2 hits for 13 and 13.
26 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. And for his bonus action, he's just gonna punch at him.
Okay. You slash at him with your greatsword a few times, punch at him. The blows land, and each time you cut his skin, when the blood shows up, it gets thick immediately. It doesn't run down his face, it just thickens against it. And it seems like every time you hit him, he just grins wider.
But there's just a neutral face on Uther. And now that he's done attacking relentlessly, the sword's down on the ground and he's just waiting to get hit.
He, the figure will look right at you and go, "He's right, you know. You have potential." Right.
I'm uncomfy. Okay. The little goat men didn't go back into the trees at the end of their turn. Cool. Not cool. This is fine. I guess I'm just gonna... Oh, my dog can run over. Bonus action to command him to force empowered rend on these buddies, please. What's his attack? He gets he gets +4. Cool. So 18 to hit for this one. That's attacking Leaf.
That will hit.
Hooray! 1d8 plus 2. That's 6 points of damage.
6 points. Yeah. Your dog bites him and it doesn't seem happy about it.
Sweet. I'm also not happy. This is fine. What?
It looks like it's reducing the damage on all of them instead of
It
just
is.
one
I know.
of them.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm adjusting for it on my end as much as I
Okay, I
can.
just wanted to make sure you were aware.
This is fine. Everything's fine. I have a spear that I'm just gonna use, I guess, to
Sure.
attack twice because turns out I can do that. So that's
Sure.
cool. You know, this is fine. So we'll go for the guy I pulled down out of the tree. I have a special vendetta about that guy.
Okay.
So, 18.
Nice.
That's
Two.
great.
All right.
2.
Minimum damage.
This is fine.
Uh-huh.
And then an 11.
11 misses.
That should be with advantage. You're
Yes.
flanking it.
Yep, because you're flanking it.
Come at me instead. 16, please.
16 will hit.
Hooray. That's better. 6 points of damage.
All right.
This is fine.
It is not looking great. It's looking pretty rough.
Cool. Yep. That's all I got.
All right, Leaf, go ahead.
What are these things?
I am using my action to extend my hunter's senses. So I use my action and I choose one creature I can see within 60 feet. I immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are.
It is resistant to cold, fire, and lightning. It is immune to poison, and it cannot be charmed, frightened, or poisoned.
Okay, run that by me one more time. Immune
I'm-
to...
Just typing it.
Thank you. And what are they?
They are Belezus, which are a
They
type
are
of fiend.
Fiend.
I'll say that out loud.
These things, they're some kind of fiend.
And then I'll relay whatever their resistances and immunities are as well.
There you go.
Cool.
Typos and everything.
It's a
They
good thing I
resist
didn't try
cold, fire, and
on 'em.
lightning, and they're immune to poison, can't be frightened or charmed.
Anything else?
I'm still Oh, did I need to make a Constitution save on my turn?
Yes, you did. Sorry, when you started your turn. So did Bright.
Yeah.
I hate passives like that.
It's all
Always
good.
forget the passives.
Oh, I also needed to make.
That's another. Ooh, and if. Oh,
Yes.
God,
That
break
is
it
my
up. Natural
third nat
again.
20.
That's awesome.
Hat trick.
And Ficus, you won't have to do anything until.
Well, when I took all that damage, I
Oh.
should have made one of them for my spike stuff.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
That's
all
a
that spiky
dexterity.
stuff is
That's
gone. Oops. Sorry.
Dexterity.
Psych.
A 2
Uh,
plus whatever is not going to do it, so your
Yeah, no.
concentration drops.
Yep. So that spike stuff isn't there.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't know how to erase it.
I got it.
Perfect.
Ficus.
All right. She's gonna look at Scarface, just be like, I see you, you spooky son of a bitch. And then she is going to cast Misty Step. And she is going to boop herself out of there. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Because screw that. She's gonna just come over here, and then she is going to shoot him again.
Sure. So
think
the undergrowth is thick enough that he's going to have partial cover from that. So he has a little bit of a boost to his AC. Son of a bitch. Unless you
Alright.
ignore that for any reason.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, we do because we're just that cool.
Yeah, I do because I'm awesome. Thank you. And
25
that's
will
a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Nice.
And so that's 9 piercing damage.
And 5 sneak attack.
He knows.
Oh, yeah, because he's engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Heyo.
Attack is so much easier now.
Yeah. So, yeah, 14 points of damage. And she's going to flip him off just for character growth.
Sure.
Gotta
Sounds
keep that
good.
going.
Soul, you're up.
All right. Zoe's gonna yell to Uther. Hold him off for a second. I gotta go look after Ficus.
Oh no, I'm fine for right now.
Are you sure?
I got her.
She'll be fine.
I'm the healer in this party. You do the damage.
I feel like if anything, we should be wearing leather coats. But
Never mind. You know what? Fine.
if that's what you want to do, do it.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Look,
I'll
Bright
run-
would have had this talk with you about you are so much better at doing damage. I am better at taking care of people. Just do the thing.
Yeah, like historically, I've been doing a lot of damage.
What is
Also,
GM?
also
What
I
has
gave you all
Ireena
the
been doing?
bonuses.
Sorry.
She has been forgotten because I didn't put her in the turn order.
Give her 3 turns. Give her 3
Yes.
snaps. I've been training her to fight with her sword every morning.
Yeah.
Let's see how much I can forget in this combat. That's what this is.
She was stunned
This-
by all this horror and puking her guts out because these things are nasty.
Yeah, she failed the con saves for smells.
We'll let Soul finish and then she'll take a turn.
Oh, yeah. Look, this was not ever going to be our best episode. It's fine.
No, I felt off all night. I'm trying. Go ahead, Soul, finish your turn.
All right. So wants to do the 2 strikes. So give me 1 second because all your faces are in the way. There we go. Oh goodness. And go to swing again. Apparently.
So swing twice. He doesn't move. He lets it hit him and it doesn't seem to bother him. Anything else, Soul?
Nope, not this turn. I was hoping I hit him, but that didn't work.
All right. I will finally give Ireena a turn as she snaps to attention, shakes her head, her stance adjusts a little bit, and I even opened her character sheet. And she will draw her rapier, take one look at these creatures, and go, You will be the first to die upon my return. She'll use her bonus action to put a vow of enmity on the one that's right in front of her.
Stay out of her way. Yeah, that's
And then
fine.
she is going to attack it.
Apparently, Solaire's got some competition.
Hey, that's mine. Thank
Does
you.
her second attack
It's the one I put in a little
that,
vow of enmity on.
and a 12. And geez, she hates everything about what's going
Ireena
on right
sucks.
now.
Are we competing on missing or?
Gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature. So 24 and 20, both of them hit. And she is going to burn a spell slot for Divine Smite.
Wow.
So that is going to be 18 on the first one, and she'll burn a second spell slot for the other, which is 21. So she does 39 damage, and
That's
with
better.
2 quick jabs, kills this one. I think
Hooray.
I'm getting the hang of it.
Well, there's plenty more for you to practice on.
She did fail her Constitution save, though, so she did take 4 plus a d6 of damage, which is all of 5. All right. She'll shuffle over this way, and it'll be Rodden's turn. He will look at the 2 of you and go, "The 2 are persistent. Well, persist away." And he will take a step, fading into mist, and appear on this rock above Bright.
Oh,
Oh, look! Another little. This will be fun. And, and since this is the first time you're there, when he gets close enough, you hear the screams of the thousands
gross.
wash over you as he appears. And he takes his attacks on you, which is a 29, a 16, and a 26.
God bless.
At least one
That'd
misses,
be-
right?
Why?
No,
Oh.
my AC is 16.
So
Wait,
that
you have
would
the
be
+2.
Nope. That's what my AC is
Oh.
with +2.
Crud.
Oh,
Yeah, big save.
Yeah.
So that will be 29 damage from that.
DM, if you feel like giving out a ring of protection anytime, let us know. Maybe 2.
I need
ultimate ring of
to
protection.
math a second. That's half my health.
And then if you want to take an opportunity attack, you can. He's going to hop down from the rock.
Yes.
Hang on.
Poke him with a spear.
Move up to there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I
like
just
to
really
please.
split the screen for the stream. So
Oh,
he's
good.
heading north or heading down the road.
Come here, buddy. Oops. I hit it
A
twice.
magnanimous
Oh, well.
dispensation.
Hey, thanks to the chat
Oh.
for the bits.
Oh,
Hey,
thank
thank you, thank you.
goodness. Who's getting healed from that?
Yeah, what do 100 bits do for us?
1d4 of healing.
1d4
Nice.
if you. Thank you,
Who's
thank
that
you.
for, Jack Trades?
Who would you like to get healed?
Can pass that on to anyone you would like.
I am
And,
holding like an entire 6-pack of healing potions, so it doesn't have to be me.
I
4
mean,
pack.
it should be you if you're going to be the one to give them out.
I mean, yeah, this is true. No, it's fine.
The
Whatever.
fiends are going to move around
yeah,
a
that's me.
little bit.
Away.
This
that.
one is going. You know what? They're going to attack Leaf. That's fine.
Sure.
So advantage a 10. Why am I so awful at this? And a 10. I have rolled a 2 and a 6.
I got 1 health back.
Hey, one's better than none.
And then the other one here is going to attack Bright.
It's worth it.
Dances
17.
around those tails.
So that one will hit. So that's 9 damage, and you need a Constitution saving throw.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is fine. I need to look something up now because I know that when Soul takes damage, I take damage, but now we have to figure out if he takes damage when I take damage.
Okay.
Nope, we're good. I'm the only one that gets hurt out of this deal. This is fine.
What did you give me?
It gave you Warding Bond.
Warding bond.
And technically, yes, the material component is 2 matching rings, and we're tied together forever now for an hour. So,
I didn't think you felt this way.
Wait,
look.
so
We'll
Does
get into
this-
those details shortly.
does this poison Bright, or does Bright take like an obvious? Because
I'm
this
fine.
is the first time
This
I
is
can
fine.
see Bright getting hit.
Yes. So you can see the damage hit her. So if you want to take the 9 instead of her, you can.
Ficus will take it.
Okay. Right. You get 9 hit points back. The tail whips towards you, and Bright, you can feel it brush against you. But it doesn't hurt, even though this hooked and leaking, poison leaking tail is brushed against you. Doesn't hurt. And Ficus, you feel as though someone has rubbed their hand just from your shoulder to your hip.
Okay. That's cool.
That they're gonna stay there. Uther.
I didn't actually make my Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah,
Was that
yeah.
for,
Make
was
the
that for the barbed tail, or was that
It is,
for...
but I think you know what? It's a TPK, it's a deck of TPK things, so we'll do the full effects. So Ficus, you make a Constitution save.
I'm really good at these. Oop, that's not the save.
I'm really good at
Something
these.
pops up.
You should let me take this. It's
That's a
fine.
9.
A 9. All right. So, Ficus, you feel that brush against you, and for a moment, all of your skin breaks out into boils that pop and disappear. And for your running tally of damage you're taking, I need you to write down full Azazu venom, because that will hit you also.
I suppose I could keep track of this.
I'm keeping track of it already if you don't want to.
Put that on there. see what happens later.
Zazu should never hurt us.
Yeah, Zazu, what the fuck?
Come on.
Alright, so I'm gonna move 10 feet this way, which will get me out of the difficult terrain.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna dash, and that'll put me right here with 10 feet left to spare.
Okay.
Goodness.
And that'll be my turn.
Right. Make a Constitution saving throw for starting next to these things.
So many things to keep track of. Yeah, of course I can.
Right.
Oh yeah.
This is me.
You pass.
I'm the one that needs to make Constitution saves. I'm fine.
The stench washes over you, but you're okay. Go ahead and take your turn as normal.
I am going to cast a spell. Where's my spells? What is the rules for health potions? Should I have bonus there?
Bonus action, you get standard action.
Cool. Nah, you know what? This is fine. We're just gonna take 2 stabs at this guy again.
Go ahead.
Cause why not? I'm afraid. But we can do this. Please. Nope, I can't. This is fine.
Misses.
12. I want to add my +2 that I have from previous game to that, please. 14.
14 will hit.
Yes! Cool. That's 2 points of damage.
2 more. All right.
I meant to cast a spell before this. This is fine.
All good.
I will cast the spell now. I am
Okay.
casting 2nd level Light on my spear, please.
Okay.
And we'll do that.
All right. Leaf, make a Constitution saving throw.
Gladly.
Waves of rot just wash over you from these 3 things around you.
That is a
Pass.
17.
Not enough to bother you, just enough to you off a little bit.
As a bonus action, I will mark this one over by Bright as my
Okay.
Slayer's Prey. Now, am I gonna have disadvantage since I'm still in melee with these other 2?
Who are you shooting?
I'm shooting this one over here.
No.
The one next to Bright. That's one of those
I'll see.
weird things about I'm not always clear about. All right, so then I will do sharpshooter attacks. Here we go. First attack. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
That is 14 plus 10, 24 damage. They are not undead, so 24 damage for the first attack.
Okay.
And a
magnanimous
20.
dispensation.
Hey! Thanks again to the
Yeah!
chat. That is another. That's a 23 to hit for the second attack. Ah, boo. So that's 19 piercing damage for the second attack.
30.
Get a good
43?
random total.
Theoretically, it should all be magical, I think. Now, because it's
Yes,
a magical bow.
it's all magical now, but it doesn't have resistance to that.
Right. No worries. All right. So yeah, that's a lot. That's what 24 and 19. So
Yes, so
We
43.
And we get a good table.
And we get a good table.
We need
Hey!
it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So let me take care of him first. So he is looking absolutely terrible. By a lot. Both those beams, those razors of light pass through him and just are cutting pieces of his flesh off. You can see bits of gore coming out on its last legs, definitely. And then let's see, Deskunin, who should we have roll? And +2 to a checker save for Corndogg. So much to keep track of. We are going to have
Oh,
Bright.
thank goodness. We need
Roll me a
this.
D100, Bright, and then
Okay.
Y'all are great. Thank you, chat.
Y'all are wonderful.
I'll roll a D6 and see what it is. 2. The order up here is Corndogg. Corndogg gets a good thing.
Solaire was
45.
Dustin's pick.
Oh, they picked Solaire?
Solaire gets it because Pally Payne.
Oh, I see it. Gets the good table. I got it. I missed that. Thank you for pointing it out. And what was the number?
Thank you.
45.
45. So number 45.
45.
Thank you, chat, for coming in clutch with rewards right now. We need
What?
this. Help.
Okay. I have that in mind, and I will do that on Soul's turn.
Neat.
All right, Leaf, anything else?
That was a bonus action and an action. I am not gonna move at the moment. Well, shoot, they have advantage if they attack me. That's not what I'm gonna do. I am going to do one step sideways to give Ireena advantage, and I'll take a opportunity attack from the other one.
All right. It will happily whip its tail in your general direction for a 5 or a 17. Does the advantage-
17 hits.
All right. That is going to be a 12 damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, sir.
You start to sidestep out of the way, and just as you do, the tail wraps around your waist and grabs you for a minute, pulls you back just the slightest bit.
That is a
you
13.
pass.
I am still concentrating.
You can feel the poison coming off of it. Oh, you also need a Constitution save to concentrate.
Oh, okay, so I'm not getting the poison, but then...
You're not getting the poison. Now's your spell.
Oh no! I dropped concentration.
You drop concentration, and Ireena loses her extra protection.
C'est la vie.
That, take the 12. He did that. You did that. Ficus, go ahead.
All right, Ficus is going to first. Come on, let me grab myself. There we go. First, going to go. That sounded weird. Okay, all right. Gonna go
Phrasing.
here. Phrasing. Ayo. And then she's going to bonus action dash, and she's going to do her best to avoid this guy right here. So coming around the outside, so she kind of like would have went diagonally.
Yep, and you ignore the
That's
difficult
where-
terrain.
Correct. She's just trying to get on top of this rock, because once she does, she's going to shoot our favorite elf that doesn't take damage
Sure.
in the head.
Oh, he's taking damage.
Not well enough. All right.
Not well enough.
22 will hit.
And so that's 9 points of damage because Uther is right there. Thank you, Uther.
Yay.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all she can do.
All right. So it's going to go to Soul, and Soul, as you kind of have this moment away from everyone else, you sense a presence. Not a comfortable one, rather uncomfortable one. But you look down, and you see in this dead forest of fungus and dead trees a single flower. A lovely little daisy growing there in the dirt. And for whatever reason, you feel compelled to reach down and pluck it. As you do, you hear a whisper in the back of your mind that puts a bad taste in your mouth. And the whisper says, "And the darkness can give gifts. Maybe you'll find joy in the night." You have the ability until your next long rest to cast Druidcraft at will.
Aww.
That's cool.
So Druidcraft is a spell that I will send you the information to.
I think it's in the SRD.
My gosh, we could make so many cute bracelets together.
Yep. You
I get unlimited casting.
at will, so yes.
Oh,
I'll toss it on your spell sheet real quick.
For one day.
Took it or not, but yeah. All right, it's not wanting to go on there because you are not you're not supposed to be
Well, put it
able to cast that.
I can put it in our chat for now, so that way you at least have it.
There you go. So you can read that, and yeah, if you'd help him with that, that'd be wonderful. So you now have the ability to cast that at will, and go ahead and take your turn.
All right. Tiny house. Oh, it's all harmless. So, I'm gonna step out. If I go here, would that be still rough terrain?
You're back to normal terrain right there. So it takes you 10 to get there.
So since there's no way I'm catching up with Uther, which one of these are still alive?
15 to get there.
Eleven?
There are 3 of them still alive.
All right. So
One of them is very, very super badly hurt. The one next to the steel defender is kind of hurt, and the other one is still.
Which one is very badly hurt?
One next to Bright.
Sweet.
So he's gonna at least run up to the first one,
Sure.
baseball swing at it.
Yep.
And
Kill it with.
18.
18 will definitely hit.
That's 9. Still standing.
Oh, definitely.
All right,
I
and
don't like that.
follow up with an overhand. 22.
Hammer falls again, hits it again.
Another 8.
Woo.
It's looking hurt, but also furious.
Can I keep moving? Oh wait.
Yeah, you can use the rest of your movement.
Soul, have you taken any damage?
Not at all. I'm sold.
You're amazing.
Wow.
Okay.
I get it. All right.
Them's fighting words.
Shoot. I can't heal anymore, so I will end the turn just a bit closer to Leaf.
Okay.
Oh, you just put yourself in a bad spot, man.
I did on purpose.
All right.
Oh, I see what's happening. Great. Right.
They actually have to roll to hit me.
Got it. All right. It is Ireena's turn.
Robotic. We get it. You have AC.
Humble brag.
How
Humble brag.
nice.
You also have
Better than
resistance.
mine.
See, I'm happy to have you help out.
You also have resistance against all damage. So
Right.
yeah, we might as well be pointing the attacks at you.
Ireena is going to roll around this way to flank this one, and she is going to first attempt a Constitution saving throw.
He was already flanking it with me,
She wants to flank it with Soul.
I guess.
We're buddies.
The two pallies.
Plus, then you took that hit for no reason. She will move this way, and she is going to. Yeah, she's fine. She's going to straight up just swing at that. 10 misses. Her second attack is a crit that she is going to put a Divine Smite on
Yeah.
for her last Divine Smite, which is 20, 31, 39 damage.
Oof. She's a beast.
As
now.
her sword enters this, there's this burst of light. Huge pieces of it go flying off. This thing falls to one knee, barely stands back up. It is almost, I mean, it's not in a good place at all. In one hit, she took it down just as far as the one that Soul and the others were
Ouch.
banging on over here. Yep, that will be her turn. It will go to him. He will consider his options for a moment.
Also, Ficus looks on with pride at seeing her do so well with her rapier because she knows just how much Ireena used to suck. So she's like taking that as like personal gratification as like she taught her this.
For the last time, he is going to take a step and fade away. He'll say, "We'll try this again another time, shall we?" He will step over here, and then he is going to use his action to hide. Cool, way to bomb it.
Yes, I still see him with my passive.
Anybody's passive over 16 can see him because he rolled a 2. And then the Blzezu, this one is going to continue to attack Bright.
My passive is 16, so I'm guessing I
we
see him.
it? Yeah.
Yep.
Am I the only
Okay.
one that can't see him?
My passive is 15, so I
Oh,
don't.
phew.
So, yeah.
Thank goodness.
You're in good
Not
company.
alone.
Exactly.
So a 7, these things are killing me. Then these two are going to attack Soul on either side for the flanking bonus. A 22 and a crit.
No!
The Soul got hit twice. After much ado,
What was that about your AC,
He-
Soul?
He has resistance to all damage,
yep. So that 3 becomes a 1.
It
which
should
I
be-
also take.
You need to roll another d12 though, because it didn't actually make it a crit.
No, this is the first one. And then you need a Constitution saving throw against the first one.
I need a con save.
Con save.
Oh, I see. The 3
So-
was the first hit. I got you.
Because of Warding Bond, we are linked and I take damage when he does. Do I also take Poison Condition when he does?
Does it say the effects of an attack? or just-
It does not. It just
Then
says
no.
when he takes damage, I take that much damage.
Yep. So you take 1.
So we're close, but we're not that close.
Sorry.
Con save.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I was just so confused by the fact I had to do it.
A 19, so you're fine there. Then the crit is rolled very well. 23 halved is 11. And another con save.
Oof.
Okay,
Hoo-ah!
perfectly
Look at
fine.
that, you
I am
yeah.
built for tough, man.
Built soul tough.
That is-
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh,
Thanks
fantastic.
for the follow, Dirge.
Yeah, thank you. Uther, go ahead.
So yeah, we
Now,
split that damage.
Is
buddy.
this
Oh, we split
still
it? How do we? Okay.
rough terrain?
You took half.
It's
and I
rough
took half.
terrain when it gets dark, so it doesn't become rough terrain until
15, 20.
We halved it, Rob.
Okay, but I can still get
30,
to him.
35.
11.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
would be
so you
four,
took
that'd be
11 and I took
45 to get to him.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna attack recklessly.
Right.
Nice.
17 misses. So that one did roll with advantage. So you rolled 17, 13. And then that's a crit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
You're so cool.
All right. So, whoops. So the 17 is only 11 damage, my minimum, and then the crit is 18.
So the 17 missed.
Oh, sorry. All right, then the crit is just 18 damage.
Okay, sounds good. Wonderful. Anything else?
After he cuts him, he just puts the sword down and waits to get attacked. That's his turn.
Okay, great. Give me a con save for being close to this thing.
13.
13 passes.
Hooray.
Take your turn normal.
I have placed Branding Smite on my weapon already, so I would like to just stab this one in front of me, please.
Go ahead.
Wow.
6 misses.
Ow.
Ah,
You have a second attack, remember?
I do.
Ooh-ah.
23 will hit.
23.
It only had 1 hit point left, so it dies.
yes!
What's the point?
Bright got a kill.
I will set
Hey,
this one.
for the
so-
record, I actually did 13 points of damage to it because I did extra radiant damage with it.
Ficus is so excited for you right now, standing on
Yeah.
top of this rock, looking down. She's like,
Yeah.
she said she couldn't kill.
Leaf too, because he was focused in on that creature, so he's pretty happy for you.
Anything else, Bright?
Just a waste of my only spell left is fine. Yeah, I have an extra bonus action, so little baby soul is gonna attack this guy. Please.
Sure, go ahead.
I need to just make a macro for him because he's doing so good. Why
He
do
misses.
I suck?
Oh no. Roll 20
This
giveth
is
and it taketh
fine.
away.
Leaf,
This
it's your
is
turn.
payback for my 3 nat 20s earlier.
It probably is.
All your karma.
It is. This is fine. This is fine.
Leaf, you're up.
Oh, sorry. All right, so bonus action, I will shift my focus to this creature here.
Sure.
And, son of a gun. Well, since I don't have advantage on it for flanking, I will take the opportunity attack and back away from it.
Only rolls a 10.
That's a miss. I will make my Constitution save because they stink.
Con save for starting at
Oh, I failed. That's a 5.
5. There's only 2 left alive, so you take 8 damage
Okay.
maximum.
Okay. Leaf's hurting, but he's doing his best to hide it. So once again with the Corpse Slayer, I will do my sharpshooter, and again the one right next to Ireena is my Slayer's Prey now.
Yep.
So I will attack. Whoops! I will attack that sucker. And here we go. 1. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Alrighty. 27 damage.
That's enough to kill it.
Yeah. I will switch my attack. I cannot change the Slayer's Prey to it, but I will shoot at the other creature.
Okay.
25 to hit.
Will definitely hit.
So that's going to take 24 damage.
It's going to be enough to kill that one.
Haha!
I believe so. Let me check.
So
Yes,
Yeah,
that's enough
so
to kill
Leaf-
that one.
Leaf draws, fires, one goes down. He kind of like, huh, and then changes his aim, draws, fire. See, the second one goes down, and he just kind of like lowers the bow and just foul creatures. And then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement. Let's see. So I used 5, 10. Let's call it 15. Oh no, I guess it was only 10, right? Stepped
just
away
10.
10. So I'm going to use the rest of my movement, and I'm going to sort of shift up to here. Yeah.
Ficus, go ahead.
Ficus is going to come off this rock, and she is going to charge up to here because that's as far as she can get.
Okay.
In the process, drawing her daggers as she starts to run through, and she's going to go for a double stabbies on this beautiful elf.
Uh-huh.
So one of them will be the +1 dagger, and the other one's just a normal dagger. So 12 and 22.
The 22 will hit.
So that's 21 points of damage because he's engaged with Uther.
Yep.
And then she is going to finally use her bonus action to do the second wind, so I can regain 1d10 plus 1. Because she's trying to be smarter about this now.
I'm proud of you.
for a whole 3 points of healing.
Right.
Woo!
Perfect.
But she's definitely gonna like try to have a proud chest when she gets to Uther, even though he's like not engaging with anything.
Soul, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Did anybody get poisoned at all, or everybody just took damage?
I would like to make note real quick that I made a bunch of noise running through the forest, so that way people who didn't see him could now see me running through the forest and see where I'm headed.
We took poison damage, but no one is suffering from the
There's
poison
no
condition.
Okay. All right. Can we see them fighting from here?
If you have a perception of 16 or higher, you can see it. Otherwise, you just see them fighting. They seem to be hacking at a bush.
Let's see. Then I am going to use this turn to heal, let's say 20 to Leaf.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, thanks,
that'd be
friend. That feels
That'd be
much
my full
better.
action this Nope, Divine Sense is a action. Why is that an action? No, I'm good. That's my, well. Sorry, I apologize. Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So Ireena is going to head this way. Then she is going to cast a spell. She's going to get to the edge of that bush, and then as she takes another step, her leg is going to begin to turn into mist as she turns into fog and appears right in front of Ficus.
What?
Next to him. She'll turn to the dusk elf there and go, "When your master finds you, tell him we're coming." She's gonna really hope she does.
Hang on now. That's really bold words of her, and I don't think she can speak on behalf of us yet.
What did she
13
say? It kind of faded out a little.
Tell her
When you're-
we're coming.
When your master finds you, tell him we're coming for him.
I don't think
She
allowed
misses
to
twice.
speak.
Oh no.
How
Especially with that.
Ficus went from being so impressed to just
How
like, are you fucking
awful.
kidding?
Oh.
Only quip as they're dying. That's
Please,
Yes.
you get a D4.
you
Thanks
quip
for the
after you
bits.
hit.
Can
See
I
if
give
I can put it to
Ireena my
good
plus 2?
Because she
Not-
kind of needs
Not
it.
now.
Sweet.
He will glare at her as he parries both of her attacks.
Thanks for the
Consider
3
his-
hit points, Daskunin.
Consider his life choices for a minute, and the three of you, Ficus, Uther, and Ireena, make a wisdom saving throw as the screams of those he's killed wash.
That wasn't the right one.
Hey. Oh, I'd like to call out the 1 in 20 in chat there in the. Oh no, that's a 18. It looks like a 1 in 20. That's silly.
All right, so Ficus gets an 11.
Uh-huh.
Ireena did a nat 20, and Noir gets a 5. That is 3d10 psychic damage. That is
That's fine.
14 damage to
Ouch.
Ficus and Uther.
Woo.
As much to Ireena.
I'm so glad I healed those 3 hit points. I would be unconscious otherwise.
And
No.
That's epic.
Don't kill me. I'm fine. I'll be okay. Run to the boss.
then
You
he's going to look at the three of you and say, "Hey, at least one of you will come with me." He's going to attack.
No.
A 16 to hit.
Yes.
12 damage.
I'm unconscious.
Second.
Can you take it the way you took my damage?
No, she can't
I
affect
can't give
herself.
it. Yeah.
She can't stop her.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, can she take it for later?
No,
No,
she
pocket her
cannot
own.
affect herself.
Nope, the card
She's-
doesn't let her do it to herself.
She's the only one that can't benefit from that.
Ultra consequences.
And then he's after the first blow takes her down, he's gonna stop and think, "Ha. Well, get rid of the others, I suppose. Maybe later. Attack Uther. 17 to hit.
Nope, Sanctuary.
Oh, Sanctuary's on there. So a 14 to hit.
No, that
There's
means
no
you have to
Sanctuary's
roll a
the
wisdom save.
Make a wisdom
Yeah.
save.
7 fails, so he attacks Ireena instead because he has to choose someone else. 17 misses. God, you guys are shuffling all my attacks. I can't keep track of them anyway. Tries to attack Ireena again, I suppose, for an 11 and misses and is very disappointed in himself. And yeah, that's the end of his turn. Uther.
Again, he's going to attack recklessly.
Yep.
Yeah.
25 will hit.
And another 25 to hit.
25 will hit. 13, 12.
25 damage.
So the first attack drops him to his knees, and he stares up at the sky and says, "My lord, I'm so sorry. Take it from me. Have me." And the second blow kills him.
I cut his head off.
Yeah.
Head goes flying off into the woods. Lands in a pile somewhere. Go ahead.
And with the last words, with the only words he said since he let go of Toby, he just looks at Fig and says, "Get up." And that'll be his healing word.
You.
And it hurts a little, even though it heals you.
So you
The
can't.
shame power that comes through as well.
A cold chill across your chest.
I'm gonna dig through this guy's pockets to see what's up.
So that's a case where I didn't make him run soon enough, so I will give you his loot in chat in between.
Woo!
I mean, you know, you made him run. I'm just fast as shit.
Yeah, I know. This dude has a plus 14 stealth check and rolled a 2 to hide in the forest.
Ooh,
So, you know, that's fine.
this is
Ugh.
fine.
Yeah, roll 20
Okay.
doesn't like DMs at all.
Roll 20. Yeah,
Just doesn't like people.
go through my history.
Waiting like my attack rate.
So his body slumps to the ground. Ficus comes to from the healing word from Uther. The sounds of the Barovian forest return. The stench is there from the dead fiends laying in the road. Ireena sheathes her rapier, and her posture shifts back from that of a warrior back to young woman that you found a few days ago. She has this tiny smile at the crook of her mouth, and looks at everyone and says, I think we can do this, can't we?
Well done, everyone. Well done.
Ficus just looks up at her on the ground like,
No.
Yeah. Leaf is gonna run over to Ficus and cast Cure
Same.
Wounds.
Soul's gonna heal you for 10.
Everyone just starts pumping healing into Ficus.
Help him die on us, please.
Uther's already walking on the trail again.
I will send my dog to accompany him at least while we get the gang back together.
There's a
That
few
didn't work.
moments while everyone collects themselves, recovers from their wounds, and catches up to Uther. And
Nice.
you find yourselves back along the quiet path. The next few miles are uneventful. The quiet of the forest interrupted only by the occasional crow. Some sounds of forest life, but not much. The growls of whatever is lurking in the deep. And as the end of your day of travel arrives, which let me see where you will be.
I completely forgot I have the ability to take half damage. I swear I know that I'm a rogue, but I'm...
Right.
That was the whole point of me leveling up to level 5 in rogue.
Uncanny dodge.
Yep.
Yep.
One day I
That's
will
a
remember
thing.
how to play my character.
Yeah, guess what?
Not
I
that
just
day.
remembered. I have shield. I could have been adding to my AC too.
One day we'll learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Today is not that day.
It is not. I am literally going to make us just like a flow chart for the final battle. Like, did you remember this, and this? Because it's going to be so important.
I totally
The-
had to do that for 4th edition because, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going to make us a chart. It's going to be important.
Yep, I'm gonna start hanging up charts in here. Like halflings reroll ones.
What if I
Yeah.
just like hang it behind me so that we can just all look at my
There you
screen?
go.
Just right on the wall.
So as night falls in Barovia, you make it to the end of a full day of travel. Not too far away from yet another bridge and a crossroads with 2 signs. One pointing across the bridge to the north that's labeled Cleric. The other toward the southwest, it says the Wizard of Wines. The interesting encounter with the person along the way has, while not been completely unsettling, probably wasn't exactly what you hoped you'd run into. With a few days left, or a few hours left of travel, the question is to either exhaust yourself going through the night or just stop for the night at the crossroad.
Guess what Uther's gonna pick?
Wait, what?
Am I wrong?
So you know, we usually will stop the game at a quarter after to have a few moments of unwinding. The question I have before we do that, though, is, are we stopping or pushing through the dark?
I want to stop.
How quickly could we get to Wizard of Wines? Would it be like we have a full day after this of travel, or would it be like, oh, 2 more hours and we get there?
It's another 6 hours.
Nope, bed.
Yeah, we would definitely stop.
If it was 2 hours, I would be like, come on, let's just go. But,
Nothing ever good comes from walking through this darkness.
well,
Uther will stop, stab his sword, and just sit down and lean on it.
okay, buddy. I guess we go to bed.
So I was gonna make sure he at least built camp near Uther.
Can I blacksmith more, or is that going to disturb people while they try and sleep?
Ting! Ting!
Ting.
Ting!
Ficus like looks at
The
you
thing
as you
is-
go to like pull your anvil
Like-
out of your robe, and she's
Hold
just
it.
like,
Well, if you're just silvering weapons, it's not so loud, right? You're just smelting and melting down silver. That's only like the sound of a fire.
I mean, there's
Are you
still
making
shaping that
another
needs to be
creature?
done.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's loud.
I didn't do research into how to smelt weapons for this.
Regardless of the exact activities, as night falls and the clouds cover the skies, you look around and looking up, you can see in the clouds the shape of a face staring down at you. Sharp, angular features and a scowl. Thunder rolls across the sky. And in the thunder is the briefest sound accompany. A word barely audible above the crash. Soon. And that is where we will end for for this evening. So, for those of you in chat who are new to the way we do things, we continue the game for a bit, come to a stopping point, and have a little bit of a chit-chat about how the game went. Good things, bad things, things that went well, things that went poorly, things that excited us, frustrated us, the fact that none of my monsters could roll above an 8 for the first 2 rounds of combat, and all those other odds and ends. So this is a time for any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms that either chat or the players want to bring up. We'll spend a few minutes talking before we break up and encourage you to stick along with us, ask any questions you might have, and go from there. And I will start, and Purple Phil asks the exact question that I wanted to address. So, how frustrated was I that he didn't get away? Not incredibly frustrated, because it's nice to kill stuff. I thought for sure that he was going to get away. I have in my notes 3 different escape plans that he has. And I think part of it was my own greed, because I did have him use one of his escape plans to attack Bright at one point. If I would have held off on that, he would have had one more chance to get away instead of standing there to knock Ficus unconscious for the 5th time, I think.
Time, yeah.
So how frustrated? Scale of 1 to 10. I mean, probably only a 6, because he's not that important. But yeah, still not thrilled that he didn't get away.
Was there a later fight for him?
But he's
the Chamberlain, right?
He's the Chamberlain for Strahd. So he's basically the guy that escorts you around Strahd's castle. But I'm planning on some things in Strahd's castle being different anyway. And he was more of a, as written, he's more of just kind of there. Mm-hmm. He's more creepy, and if he can be dramatic and clingy as he's written in the adventure, and I didn't like the way that they wrote him.
Dramatic and clingy.
That sounds like me. Just kidding.
Hey.
Well, we also don't know if it's the last we've seen of him, right? So, we have no idea. Everybody keeps telling us that nobody really dies here.
That's fair.
I think Leaf at this point is basically expecting to, at any point he could see any of the things we've defeated just come right back from the dead. So
yeah, I considered it. I considered him fading to smoke instead of being decapitated briefly, but it all feels it would feel like I was taking something away.
Yeah, I can see that. I want to congratulate you though on just perfectly nailing the creep factor, because every time we play I'm creeped out, and but it's not so much that I'm I want to walk away from the table or to cover my ears or whatever. It's just it gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I love it.
Good, I'm glad.
I was just really frustrated.
In general,
I was just really frustrated with my dice. I'm gonna roll in-person dice next time. I'm upset.
I was more frustrated by my dice than you guys killing that guy.
Exactly.
Because this was supposed to be the first really hard fight I threw at you guys, just based on how it was supposed to be. And if they were hitting, 2 of you would have been unconscious in there.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Leaf got pretty close.
They weren't hitting at all.
I was almost down.
My goal,
especially if Soul had taken more damage, then that would have meant that I take more damage. I would have.
So 2 of us were near dead, and and Ficus already did go down again.
Yeah,
that's But Daskunin has a great question for you, DM. Do you ever get over attached to an NPC?
Not particularly. So I try to keep NPCs that have some kind of purpose. I'm the kind of DM that if you ask somebody's an NPC's name and I'm struggling for a name, it's a really good sign that they're just scenery rather than an NPC. So when it comes to named NPCs, then there is a plan for them. I think that my attachment to NPCs happens before they show up on screen. So there's an NPC in Vallaki that I had to prep because of some of the conversation we had in our last session, and I was trying to guess which direction they would go. And so there's an NPC in Vallaki they haven't met yet that I'm really looking forward to them meeting. And so in a way, I'm more attached to him as an NPC than I am whatever enemies or villains or whatever show up.
The anticipation and stuff.
Yeah, the anticipation, how all of you will react to them when they show up. That's the kind of thing I get attached to with NPCs. When it comes to villains and enemy NPCs, not so much. My goal is for them to serve first a story purpose and second a challenge. And so all of my combats will go that way, which means that sometimes the combats go easier than other DMs. I'm not a particularly cool DM for that sort of thing. And do I try to make them live rather than just have them party fodder? I don't like NPCs that die to opportunity attacks while they try to run away. That seems cheap for players also. So because I considered making him risk it, but it was going to be 3 opportunity attacks at that point.
Yikes.
And even though he had a fairly high AC, it wasn't.
What is Strahd's New Year's resolution?
I was going to say, continuing off of that question first, though, I think it's far more likely that we forget about NPCs as evidenced by the first half of this fight.
It's easy to forget about NPCs. Yeah.
Very much is.
Before we get to Purple's question, what did you guys think of that fight? I meant for it to be a harder fight. It didn't really work.
It just dragged.
It did
because
just drag
all of us were rolling so terribly. It just dragged.
The pacing wise, it got really slow in the middle in a frustrating way.
Yeah.
Like
we busted out really cool stuff at the beginning of like, all right, you have Sanctuary, you have Warding Bond, you have Protection from Good and Evil. Nobody can hit anybody. And then
nobody can hit anybody.
Nobody can hit anybody.
Yep.
I mean, I enjoyed the fight more from the story beats of it. In that like we're sort of the characters are sort of figuring each other out and each other's styles and how their own abilities match up with one another. That to me was super cool. I understand mechanically, yeah, it did get weird because the dice rolling sort of went against us in the middle there.
Yep.
Drug it out a bit. But yeah, I love
Ficus, any thoughts of going unconscious again?
No thoughts, head empty. I think for Ficus, like, once I remember what she can do as a rogue, that'll benefit her greatly. But I don't think she would have changed anything about what she did. Like, she played the way she normally would have, like, seeing Uther directly engage. Like, she wasn't about to let him fight alone, even though, like, she knows Uther is much more capable of handling what's going on than she is. Like, she knows that she's the small one. She knows that she's a squishy person, relatively speaking to her companions and stuff like that. So she was just like, I don't care. I need to be able to, like, kind of hold my own with them and, like, show them that I'm still competent. And, like, going unconscious, I think she probably feels like, not again, but at the same time, like, she's now getting, like, more comfortable with her friends healing her. Whereas in the past, like, when Uther's been like, get up, she's been like, I think she's taken that to heart. I think this time she was like, oh, thank goodness they're all here. Whereas in the past, she was definitely like, oops.
One thing that I'm noticing as we're doing a few more combats than we did starting out, I'm going to have to find ways to hit and hurt Uther and Soul more.
That feels right.
You know, it's... when dealing with especially intelligent enemies like this guy was, you know, to get shot by the squishy one in the woods and to know, I'm not going to swing at these protected persons again. I'm going to go after that one. I don't want it to seem like the enemies just run all the time from the bigger hitters. So that's something I'm kind of going to have to think about. And that effect, like when Uther had to chase him up the road and spend his whole turn just running up there. It kind of that was the third time at that point he'd run away from you, or the second, Uther. Yeah, it kind of gets to that. Yeah, it gets to that kind of question of, okay, you know, what are they doing?
I kind of felt like that was Uther's purpose, though. Like, Uther is the fast murder machine, and Soul is the tanky murder machine. Like, Uther's AC and his saves just dropped because he gave away his cloak of protection. And his...
It was such a good story beat, though.
Like, he's not as good with the sword either. So his efficiency has dropped severely, but it's just, yeah.
That's a really good transition, because that's another thing, and I'm holding on to some of these questions in chat, so I still have those in mind. But that kind of, the opening story beat was something that was important to Uther, is an important story point for Noir. It touched on some of us. And Corndogg, I want to talk about this just a little bit. Are you okay with if we talk about this a little bit? Okay, just, you know.
I think it is important to discuss.
Yep. So the one thing that some new followers may not know, at the end of last session, a good table, which is one of the things that is given by chat when you share bits and and tips. A good table gave Uther the ability for an NPC to believe everything he said until a long rest. And when he knew the fullness of that, he wanted to talk to this child that they had essentially adopted from very, very early on in the campaign. And I don't know, Uther, why don't you kind of expound, or Noir, sorry, why don't you expound a little bit more on your kind of the thinking, the process, where that was going?
It was just that if he knew that his words had power more in that moment than any other time. He also knew that he's been going down this dark path. And he also knew that he was in the one place in this fucked up place that's somewhat safe. So all of that was the perfect culmination for him to go, okay, I'm going to use my words while I know that they are at their most powerful to comfort my son while I let him go. Like, it to let, some of the stuff he was saying was just like, the best parts of me are in you, and I'm not leaving because I want to, I'm leaving because I have to, and I'm not coming back until I'm a good guy. And if I'm not a good guy, I'm not coming back. So it was just like, he said his goodbyes, and while they were the most true and the most potent, and this is basically like, if Uther, he rushed all of the love and everything that he wanted to give into that like 5 minutes. It's just like, here's everything that I have to teach you. Here's everything that I believe in. Here's how I see you. And here's the best of what I have. And so he gave him, in his backstory, like, that axe has been around since the beginning of his tribe, and like, that's gone now. Like, and that cloak of protection, like, if that has saved his life since he picked it up. But it was just about doing one last thing good. And he popped an anger fuse. He's not capable of hidden rage anymore because it's hurt. It's not anger. And so that's why this session was the first time, I believe, that he attacked recklessly, because he can't get into rage. It's not there. So he's tapping into something else, which, we'll see how that plays out.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I think, like, for Ficus, when Uther didn't come over, like, she definitely stared and, like, watched what he was doing, and just, like, watching him be angry. Like, she's not going to interrupt that. But I think as, like, they've been continuing on, she's been up close with him in the fights and watching him just like completely disengage like each time after he's like stab and then just stand there. Like she's kind of like, what is happening here? So I think she's like, I think I as a player am excited to see how that kind of unfolds. I think Ficus is actually like deeply concerned that like this person who she thinks is so strong is almost appearing defeated in combat, even if that's not what Uther is intending to give off. Like that's what she's reading into it as, like, come and hit me, like come and take my life, like I don't fucking care anymore, I have no reason to care. And I think she's like, she wants to know what's going on but doesn't know how to ask Uther.
And that's kind of how it. So with reckless attack, you get to attack at advantage, but until your next turn, everybody that attacks you gets to attack you at advantage. And I was just like, when I was reading it, and like when I was kind of like, where is he at mentally? That made sense. It's just like he still wants to kill everything, but at this point,
he's leaving himself open to
whatever
being...
happens, man. Like, it's just.
Too bad Sanctuary busted that for you.
Yeah, it really did kind of fuck things up for him, but you know, it kind of worked out because it was just like,
it's a little bit of Bright finally gets to repay what you've been doing for her this whole time, because she's been watching your ghost stand in front of her, and this time she got to send her fire in front of you.
Totally.
There
I
was
got you, boo.
the number of protection spells that got passed out at the beginning of that. I mean, there's a lot to be said about this group and how, you know, as the characters have come together, that element of protection has become a theme with almost all of you, in one way or the other. Even as far as the deck of TPK things card that we got. I mean, just over and over, there's so much protection tied to what is going on, which is awesome. Why don't we nail here pretty quick some floating questions from chat, and then we'll wrap up. We usually try to chit chat for 15 minutes or so afterwards, longer if things are, you know, if we need to, or anybody wants to talk more. Purple Phil wants to know what Strahd's New Year's resolution would be.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Same thing we do every night. Try
Same thing we do every night, Rodine. Oh wait, you're dead.
Yeah. Bring me my cheese tray, Rod.
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna have to deal with that. Strahd. I don't think Strahd cares about time anymore.
No.
I think that Strahd is eternal in a way that no longer makes sense. So I don't think Strahd, you know, the way that I'm trying to play Strahd and how he's reacting to some of this is with a certain amount of complacency. And as this group has gone on, Strahd is getting more and more engaged with them as a group in a way that he just hasn't. You know, canonically, there's all sorts of other adventurers that have made their way through Barovia, and he just doesn't care. He waits them out. He lets them die. They flame out doing whatever in Barovia. But this group's different in a couple ways. And so, you know, I'm trying to show Strahd starting to get even more involved. He started out involved and then has disappeared and is starting to come back again. So his resolution is trying to figure out what the hell these people are doing in his land. Getting rid of them.
I like the question from Dirge. What's everybody's subclass?
Oh, I'm like in the middle of typing it all out already. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. I think there's another one before then, so you can keep typing while I answer that. So this is for the group. Das Kunin asked, how do you know what enemies to pick? I don't know if that's to me or to you guys.
I think it was to you.
To you.
He said he didn't know if it's fair to
against us.
I'm assuming.
Oh, me? So
because I'm a he.
My when I pick the enemy, so I am using the module, but I'm adapting it in a lot of ways. The fiends that we took that I put in this one are not in Curse of Strahd. They're brought in from somewhere else. I chose them because they had a jumping ability that I liked about jumping up and into the trees and coming down from the trees that had a thematic element that I really liked. I thought that their some of their abilities complemented what Rahadin could do, and there were area effect themes for them. So not only for them, but for Rahadin, there were these area effects stuff. And so when it came to picking them, that's why I picked them. They're a little creepier, a little, I think, more interesting than just waves and waves and waves of undead. Plus, I just gave a bow to Leaf that is specifically very, very good against undead, and I didn't want to immediately get a group of enemies melted, so I chose something other than undead. Yeah, so there's that. And then what subclasses, everybody? That is what.
As soon as I type in souls, I got everybody's. What are you again? Devotion.
Oath of Devotion, yes.
Haha. Nailed it.
Yep, there we go.
There you go. So
any other
Bright
thoughts
is-
from anyone? Anything else you want to share before we...
We should
sit
say it
down
out for anyone that's listening, not reading. So Bright is a battlesmith, artificer. Ficus is an arcane trickster rogue, and recently multiclassed into fighter. Uther is an ancestral guardian barbarian who has also subclassed into death cleric. And Leaf is a monster slayer ranger. And we said Solaire is a devotion paladin.
So yeah, any other thoughts from you as players? Anything else
That was-
to share?
If that question about picking monsters was for us, the way
Oh, yeah,
I
good.
pick what monsters Uther's gonna attack just by seeing who pisses him off the most at the time.
See, that's the same for Bright, except it's for who panics her out the most, much like Niffer is panicked.
Leaf is
believe-
very strategic in his fighting. He's always trying to figure out which one we should whittle down first. That's why, like, when Bright was attacking one, that's the one he focused in on. And so Leaf is very meticulous and tactical in how he chooses what or who to attack.
I like how our strategy has gotten better over time. Like, this is the most, like, oh, this is true to life party that I've been in, because we started as hot garbage of just like, none of us cared what the others were doing. I'm doing this thing. I don't care if it interferes with you. And now it's like, oh, hey, we're going to support each other and do a lot better over time. And I really like that that's spoken to our growth as a group. So we're getting more strategic about how we choose to fight, which is good.
I think it was funny because a good number of us didn't know each other before this game, with the exception of the DM, of course. And yeah, that did reflect into us. And I think it's funny answering that question that so basic strategy would be boss monster, double team with Noir. And if either one of those aren't possible, it's protect the nearest of the other three. That's generally his strategy. So that's how he picks priority.
Yeah, I mean, going forward, like, Uther's really gonna be mainly taking cleric levels because he's got enough of the barbarian stuff to be cool with just attacking. But he also can't use his spells while he rages. So I'm still kind of curious to see how he's gonna work that out, which is why I'm playing with the uncanny dodge. I mean, not the reckless attacks
that's
instead.
What Corndogg has.
Yeah.
That's what I will have eventually, even though I got it like 2 episodes ago.
We're
So
fine.
what's
This is fine.
Ficus's like? How does she choose what to do?
I think Ficus is very erratic in her fighting. I don't think she necessarily goes in with a plan, because like in the past, like in some of the combat encounters that they've had, she's been taunted, and once she gets taunted, she's like, fuck this person, like I can take them, I'm strong enough. And so like she's very easy to kind of like, I know Dane knows this, but like she's very easy to manipulate in a fight. I think this combat was a little bit different for her, because I think she felt like she had to start thinking a little bit more. She's like, okay, he went over there, like, and she didn't stay in that initial encounter after he like completely like dropped the hammer on her the first time. She was like, oh no, I'm gonna take a step back because I can also still hit him from further away. So I think she started thinking a little bit more this turn, but she's definitely going to go after the one who like calls her small or calls her insignificant or something like that, and like teases her or makes her feel less than, because she's always feeling like she has something to prove. And that's been something that's like carried on with her. And so when he started like saying, the little one tonight, she was like, fuck this dude. I'll take down your horse and I'll take you down. So
I
like
got
when
called little too. Yay.
Yay. Now you know how it feels, except you're not little.
Yeah, I was like, hold up, why am I getting called little when there's a halfling right there? And then I was like, oh, that's insensitive.
I'm very short halfling.
I'm pretty sure he was trying to call Uther something, but I couldn't hear him with his head being separated from his motherfucking shoulders.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So killing him started with killing his horse, actually, because that thing has a speed of 100. So it was the plan A to get away.
Oh,
And that didn't work.
good work, Corndogg.
Yeah. She was just like, fuck this horse. Fuck this really tall guy on a horse. Like, you're coming down here was like,
I think
all
you're
she had
better
in
than
her
me just
mind.
because you're tall.
Because you're on a horse, you think you're all better than us? No, get down here. Well, actually, Ficus wanted the horse for the party.
That would've
It's like
been
what
fun.
she really wanted. And she was like, if I can get the horse to come out and him to come off the horse, or like the horse to stay put, he jumps off, like, I'll take the horse. That'll be great. And then when the horse disappeared, she's like, shit.
Is Baby Soul not good enough for you to ride?
Well, she was more like thinking about the rest of the party. If someone got hurt, for instance, and needed
yeah.
a ride rather than
Oh yeah.
like taking that short rest time essentially on the back of a horse rather than
Oh yeah.
she should have known that it was going to be her that was going to be
A
the
little
one to
bit.
go unconscious, but
We got you. It's fine.
It
It's nice
doesn't
to-
feel like I'm picking
that-
on Ficus, does it, by any chance?
no, Ficus
wanna
is running
clarify,
in
because
to like
it's-
a full
Ficus earned this.
headstrong. Ficus is
Like,
too
it's
headstrong
earned
for
this.
her own good.
I thought a lot about that because I knew that this guy had 3 attacks, and they were all strong attacks.
Oh
They
yeah,
hurt.
when you
So-
hit me with all 3, I was like, okay, I'm down to
I-
13 of my 40 hit points. This is great.
So
high for him. That's
I thought about hitting Ficus again when you were.
I
on
thought you were going to, and I
I
was
was
like,
looking at it. So here's the thing. I forgot that hitting you is a crit, so it'd be 2 failed saves instead of
Mhm.
1.
Yep.
Because I was planning on having him slice you twice in my head, going the 1 fail, 2 fail, and then Uther would have to immediately deal with that because your turn was coming up, and it would be a roll a roll versus death.
Aw.
But in the middle of right before I started attacking you, I went, well, no, it's a crit, so it's 2 fails. So if he attacks her with both attacks, she's dead. If he does one and not the other, it doesn't make any sense. So I just went the way that I did. But yes, that was something that
I don't like that.
Yeah.
she would have come back from dead.
It's true.
We
it's
just
fine.
would have re-encountered her, at Strahd's house. That would've been fun.
You'd be
No
in the
one here
Wizards of
dies.
Wine. You'd
Oh
be
yeah,
in
I'd be at the Wizards of
Wine,
Wine
like,
turned
just
up.
chilling. We'd be like,
Yeah, that's and honestly,
tracks.
so as a DM, that's the first time that I considered almost straight up killing a character.
mm,
It hadn't
It's-
crossed my mind before.
It's bound
But
to happen to
it
at least
didn't.
one of us.
It feels different in a losing fight though than in a winning fight. It
Yeah.
feels cheap in a losing fight. So
For me, it feels more justified in a losing fight. It's just like y'all
mean,
thought it
yeah,
was so
we-
easy,
we
so like,
lost. This is what we get.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys are
don't
lucky
change
Dave's the
it.
DM. I would have fucking killed one of you.
yeah,
But
easily.
I mean, I had never gotten that close to deciding whether to actually kill somebody or not.
Do we?
Herself, she keeps using her ability. She's already what? She's like 20.
She's already at 22
Yeah,
and poison.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
isn't the card
double.
that isn't
No, I'm
the
at
card
21, I think. Or is it 22?
It's 13 plus 9.
13 plus 9, and you have Venom. Yeah, keep
Isn't
track
the
of it.
card that if a hit would make one of us go down to 0, she has to take it? Okay.
No. Oh, Daskunin, I've been DMing for 20 years. I've killed characters before. I just haven't killed them on stream.
I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I can't help but feel like we crossed quite the
We did
Ma-
not.
You know what? You gotta shoot your shot. You
That
know,
was-
you gotta try. You
that
gotta
was-
try.
2 sessions ago, you level up. So
But why can't we?
I told you, each MacGuffin, you get the MacGuffins from now on. and,
Question.
yeah.
Did Elf Guy have a ring of protection on his hand by
Yeah,
chance?
maybe.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't have his. I didn't plan on him dying. I don't have anything on him right now. So I have to figure out what he had.
Can
and
Yeah,
it-
you gotta let me know what I get.
Yeah, can we make some requests for what was on his body, please?
everybody send a request. We'll see what.
Sweet.
Can he have
Oh.
a big as fuck greatsword that's dope as shit?
If his magic powers were in his boots, Ficus would level up her boots for sure.
I'm pretty sure he had a bag of holding somewhere.
Ooh, Purple wants to make a request for that.
Leaf's pretty happy with the corpse
Purple.
layer.
Okay.
That's-
Yeah. What request do you have, Purple?
Oh yeah. Well, let's hear it, Purple.
Make it good.
Oh, Purple.
I mean, look, giving us a magic item right now would probably result in it being planted on his body. Just saying.
Yep, that's true. And he,
Now's
I
the
don't
time.
I don't even remember how that is. All right, think about Purple. Get back to me. We're spiraling, so we probably ought to wrap up this little after chat. I want to thank everyone who has hung around in chat. It's always wonderful not only to play this game so that you can participate and watch us. It's also a lot of fun afterwards so that you can get a little bit in our heads and we can get in a little bit of yours of kind of what's going on. We will be back in 2 weeks to pick
the
up
new year.
where we left off in the new year. We will bury 2020's body in a shallow grave and spit upon it, and hope that 2021 goes flying off without a hitch. And I think that's that. We're gonna stick around to raid someone. We're probably gonna raid Perceptions